Let's go. No Deshaun. DTR is in today. We're going to see him first. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to see the defense first.
What has been the best defensive unit in the NFL so far in the young season. They've allowed 491 yards through 3 weeks. That's the fewest since the 1999 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Duvernay, dangerous return man. Dustin Hopkins will get things started. A game that could have ramifications down the road. Two teams that expect to vie for the division title. We're underway in Cleveland. Returnable for Duvernay. It's got a hole up the middle.
Nothing. There we go. All right, defense, let's do it. It's going to be on the defense today. We know this.
The 25-yard line.
We know this.
Lamar Jackson, 13 career 100-yard rushes.
Absolutely do love the brown and orange.
Mark last week, that's the most by a QB all time. The 8th time he's had a game of 200 passing yards and 100 rushing yards. But that was an overtime loss to the Colts.
Yeah, one that they really wish they had back. And
it's loud in there.
For all the talk about how different it is, it will look similar to what you've seen in the past, but they are looking for more explosive plays in the passing game.
Gus Edwards in the backfield. There's a handoff. Edwards takes it to the 30-yard line.
All right, so what, 2nd and 5?
6-yard game. Really good sign for Baltimore getting back Tyler Linderbaum. Lamar Jackson telling us that's his second brain out there on the field. He thinks he's a future Hall of Famer. The backs and receivers again.
So they got Pat McCarry out there. They're going to try to run this and see if they can get away with it. If you stop them early on rundowns, I think you'll be good.
Back up to his top physical shape. Andrew's one of the best in his position in the NFL at tight end. Edwards remains in there. They'll say
false start.
Flag slide.
False start. Offense.
All right, bring it back. 2nd and 10. That run didn't happen.
It's the veteran Morgan Moses.
That's big.
10th year as a referee in the NFL.
Now that puts him at the sticks.
Season when the Browns haven't even been that good. They'll take out some of their frustrations on the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams are excellent.
Now they have to throw. You see the tight end next to McCarry. No, they got 5 in there, so it's going to be one-on-one with Miles. They throw this out quick. And nothing there. 3rd and 6.
Defensively, Juan Thornhill, the former Kansas City Chiefs, ranging over to make the play. It's a gain of 3. Defensively, for Cleveland, take your pick. Garrett's been incredible. Zadarius Smith has been a perfect fit. Linebacking core rock steady.
See what they do here.
These guys are emerging.
They have not dropped back yet in this possession. You see a tight end near Miles, so they're going to chip him. Run away. Looking for something. Nothing's there. And he's going to be tackled out of bounds. 3 and out for this Browns defense. Business as usual. They covered that so well on the back end. They're trying to just desperately run away from Myles Garrett here, right? So they're going to boot out immediately and just run away from him. But the coverage is so sticky that they can't do anything. See, one of the things that people get wrong about this Browns defense, they see the aggression, they see the speed, and they think, oh, we're just aggressive. No, this is a smart defense that can play aggressive. Now let's see what kind of field position DTR gets. Slide with the first super chat of today. Says DTR wins this game. Please, Browns fans, no QB controversy. You know Browns fans will start a QB controversy over nothing. So, I mean, it's going to be up to Deshaun to play well after he gets back from injury and shut all that up. And that's the only way a controversy continues.
It is the rookie Dorian.
All right, DTR.
5th round pick. He's known as DTR. What's the reputation? He's mobile, he's accurate, he's gritty.
That was the best thing that we found out about him. What did Kevin Stefanski, head coach, call him? Feisty. This guy not afraid of any challenge, doesn't back down from anything, and really took the reins early in camp to be quarterback 2 for the Browns.
Hey, big hole, big hole, big hole. It's late, though. It's going to be a first down. It's just, where is that flag? And who is it on?
Run, but the penalty marker back at the 37-yard line. Holding. Offense number 2.
Amari Cooper.
That's the Pro Bowler, Amari Cooper, called on the hold.
And
Is it second down?
Said exactly as they wanted. They wanted to go right at Kyle Hamilton, number 17. And you see Cooper just both hands on Brandon Stevens' arms, right in front of the official and detected. He's got to get his hands inside.
Can't do that.
Put him on the chest of the defender. They're not going to call it.
You can't do that.
Both arms at the outside. That makes it easy for the officials to see.
1st and 10, it don't matter.
But right away, they located number 14, Kyle Hamilton, ran right at him to let it know. Won't be quite as easy this week to get into their backfield.
It's a spot foul. So line of scrimmage is the 25.
Good throw.
Thompson Robinson on time to Peoples-Jones.
Good throw there, D.
Combination.
All right, stay ahead.
7-yard pickup through the air.
Stay ahead of these sticks. You'll be fine.
DeWan Jones has held up well. 4th round.
Offensively, it's going to be a smooth, grinded out kind of game.
And despite the fact that Nick Chubb has done
5 yards here, 6 yards there, 3 yards here, 4 yards here, 7, 8, maybe a 10, 12-yard chunk, but you're going to have to get them in. You're going to have to get them in spots.
Here goes on. You'll see Hunt emerge a bit more, getting more touches as he gets in a better football shape.
It's going to be a legal run. Yeah, they had a motion going. I think that two people moved. It's going to be going back. Can't have that.
It's a loss of 2.
Preliminary seems like an illegal shift by Cleveland as they try to get.
That's on DTR. He's got to make sure everybody's set before he snaps that ball. It's just the nerves coming
first
to him.
team the entire week.
So Brad Allen is communicating with the.
I mean, you expect to have some of these penalties when you just have a new quarterback in the game. And since Deshaun's out, the operation's a little bit different with DTR. He's also a rookie, so, he has these nerves going.
Play will stand.
So they declined the penalty, but the play stands anyway, so we're at 3rd and short.
Bunch of playmakers. And there's a standard in Baltimore, and they're trying to live up to that standard.
Browns have been pretty shaky here in 3rd and under 5. We'll see what they do here. Who are they going to get out in coverage? They only have 4 guys coming. Oh, yeah, they're sending Queen up the middle.
3rd and 5.
You got him spread out here. You got a chance to get Cooper on the outside. Throw it. Got Joku. Good throw. Good throw. Keep it simple. Keep it easy. They're going to give you stuff. Again, this Ravens defense is leaky. You can get stuff on them. Let's go, dogs. Q, we got this, brother. Eric said, what with the $2 super chat? Appreciate you. Shout out to Eric with the super chat.
Robinson, because he waited for Roquan Smith, the middle linebacker, number 0, to step up in a delayed pass rush. And when he vacated that area, Njoku got in there and grabbed it.
Yeah, they're in base again. They're in base. Look, Kyle Hamilton's the sound.
Here for Cleveland, pistol formation with Ford in there.
You got time. There you go. All right, 2nd and 8. Again, you have to get it in chunks. You have to get it, well, not chunks. You want to get it in spots.
Thompson Robinson in there as opposed to Deshaun Watson.
Not a whole lot, which is a big reason why Dorian Thompson-Robinson won the job. The playbook gets to stay the same. It's a similar style of play from the quarterbacks. Obviously, the experience is different, and you want to see how the rookie handles things. But not too many play calls will be different for Kevin Stefanski nor the rest of the players on offense.
There is an ability to improvise, as we know, from DTR, extends plays.
You got it. Oh.
Decisions, and that one was nearly a poor one because Roquan Smith.
Hey, don't let that affect you. Don't let that affect you.
Interception with the intended receiver,
Jones. Well, you just didn't see him underneath.
Roquan Smith, number 0, right into the middle. He reads the coverage.
Yeah.
Underneath it with Donovan Peoples-Jones.
He ain't got the arm strength to do that in the NFL. That's going to hang on him in the NFL.
Step to his left, stays underneath the route.
I mean, it's there, but he ain't Deshaun. All right.
Smith, he said the AFC North from far always struck me as very physical division when I was growing up. Cold.
Stay calm.
Teams that like to run.
Look at that cushion.
Enthusiastic in our meeting yesterday.
Stay up. Get it down. Get it down. Good throw. Oh, he almost got it.
Broken up on the play.
All right.
The intended target, Darrell.
Fine enough. Didn't go 3 and out. Fine enough. We'd like a little bit more out of that.
Cleveland into a punt.
And you notice who was putting the pressure? Kyle Van Noy. Welcome to Baltimore, number 50. Just signed this week. Formerly with New England, formerly with Detroit.
He's going to be a rookie, man.
Chargers. He signs this week and gets on the field right away and beat DeWan Jones, the offensive tackle, upfield. to make a play on Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Corey Bojorquez will kick it away. Devin Duvernay standing at his own 7-yard line waiting for it. Career average of 12.6 on punt returns.
This looks too strong.
One angled and
At the 15, not bad. All right, defense. We know what kind of day it's going to be. It's going to be a defensive heavy day. I would say up and down drive for DTR. I think he had a couple big rookie mistakes here, right? The illegal shift, snapping the ball with 2 guys in motion. That was a big mistake there because it put you back behind the sticks when you didn't need to. Came back, made a good throw. Then he had the one throw where he tried to fit it into a window that he's going to learn that he just don't got the arm strength for, right? Like that's just... Roquan should have picked that off. That could have been a big mistake, but those are mistakes you only learn by playing, right? Mental reps cannot give you that level of foresight, so he has to make those mistakes. He's fortunate it was dropped. Now maybe he understands what he can and cannot get away with a little bit better at this level, and we'll see that benefit him as time goes on. But I liked how confident he was and how quick he was throwing the ball early on in this game. And I think, again, just don't make the big mistake. Try to avoid that. Take what's there. It's going to be a day where you have to move the football by 5-yard chunks, by 6-yard chunks, by 7-yard. Get a little bit here, get a little bit there, right? I'm going to call this, it's going to be a coin star offense day, right? You ain't going to the bank and dropping 100 on them. You got to get a quarter here, a couple cents here, put it all in that gallon jug and dump it and get your money. That's what it is. It's going to be a coin star offense. It's going to have to get a little bit here, a little bit there, and piece it together. And hopefully you get about 20 points and you feel like that should be enough for you to win this game. Yeah, the holding on first down, too, was on Amari Cooper. Wasn't even necessary. So that's another big penalty. Just penalties, a little bit anxious. The starting quarterback's not there, not the greatest first drive in the world, but still enough to feel like there's stuff to build off of, right? You were able to move the ball pretty well. You were able to throw on them. You're able to get some confidence there. And you're able to run the ball on them too a couple times. So still some stuff to build some confidence off of. But it could have went so much better. Again, you're not going to have a million opportunities to score the football today.
Paired with clean ingredients. Marvel Studios Loki Season 2, streaming soon, only on Disney Plus. And by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Please gamble responsibly.
we are along the shore of Lake Erie today here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. No score, the Ravens and the Browns. Cleveland's defense continues to impress.
All right.
The Ravens get another shot at it with Gus Edwards in the backfield. First and 10.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Screen.
Back to handoff. Jackson steps sidearm toss is handled by Edwards.
Good tackle.
Extra yards after the contact. Picks up 7. Let's take a look at next gen stats powered by AWS.
And what it involves, quickness and speed. Look at the average time for Myles Garrett to kick off the snap. 0.61 leads the NFL, and he gets there and leads to them. 2.12 seconds average time.
Miles is there.
Jackson goes down. Myles Garrett.
That's big.
What were you saying about next gen there?
Well, they were just talking about the ball get off, and you just see him blow by here, and he almost gets a strip sack. I wonder how they're going to divvy that one up.
It wasn't just Garrett back there. There were a lot of Browns.
Oh, no, Zadarius is hurt.
Getting to the quarterback.
Hopefully it's a stinger.
Zadarius Smith, the former Baltimore
He looks hurt.
Raven, is the injured Brown of the play. Steps up.
Cleveland Browns still getting this win, even though Watson is out. Let's go Browns from the Cleveland family, from the Cleveland M. Turner family, TTF. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the love there. What concerns me is that he was standing up shortly after the play and then went down, and he's grimacing right now. So we'll have to wait till we get back from commercial break to get any more information on that. But that does not look great. Hopefully it's nothing, but it does not look great for Zadarius Smith. And we'll see what it is. Yeah, because he got up, stood up, and I think he even celebrated. I hope he didn't hurt himself celebrating. Okay, he jogged off. We're good.
Oh, Jake from State Farm.
But just imagine, my home.
Yeah, he jogged off the field. According to Mary Kay, he jogged off after getting hurt. He might be back in the game. This kind of happened, 2 weeks ago against Pittsburgh? So, that's good. Yeah, he's jogging off. So they're crediting Zadarius Smith and Jordan Elliott with the half sack.
And where can I find one?
Zadarius Smith is in the pop-up tent. That was a delayed reaction to the play. It was actually celebrating with his teammates and realized that there was an issue of some sort.
Miles in the middle. Miles in A-gap.
Steps in for him. This is the 3rd and 8 jump, movement, and flags at the 21. Ravens trying to find a flow here offensively.
Both guard.
Yep. I mean, can't you blame him? Can't you blame Linderbaum for flinching there?
Part of that confusion, I think, stems from finding where Myles Garrett lines up. He was right in the middle of the lineup this time. So he's going to be all over the place, trying to set your blocking assignments. Where do you kick your blocking to? How do you double team it? All those questions come into play with his movement. He's breaking havoc through snap and post snap. 3rd and 13. Dime package here for Cleveland. Jackson from the gun.
Nothing.
Swings it to
Short. Yeah.
the 24-yard line by Blake Newsome.
2 3-and-outs to start the game.
7-yard pickup.
And again, they're throwing those 3-and-outs on a giant pile of 3-and-outs that they've accumulated this season.
They're way ahead in the league in the number of 3-and-outs forced. Nothing's changed here this afternoon on the first 2 possessions.
Joseph can pump for Jordan Scott. Nicholas Jones, who has 1 career touchdown on a punt return, gathers,
Get down.
brought down.
All right, good field position here.
44-yard.
Got to get 3 out of this one, right? You get it, 40-yard line. That means you got to go about maybe 40 yards to get 3. You got to take advantage when you get field position like this in this game.
$1 million. It's time to play.
So this is one where I'm going to need DTR to get 3 here.
Right at 9 on CBS and streaming.
Find a way to get 3.
Gave up bingo a long time ago because I never was able to call bingo. I always get beat.
Bingo.
Maybe I should try the new game.
Loteria Loca.
Maybe I have a chance there.
You only get out, apparently.
That's it.
He's out. You're piling up Alex. 7:33 remaining in this opening quarter. Motion man is more.
Got it. Good run. Got everything you wanted there. All right, let's get back. You can run on them.
Robinson, who was in there, the injury to Olwe, Ojabo placed on IR, so he'll miss it.
Rich Brennan says, bro, I wish I had more to give you. 4-year sub here, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate anything you can give, man. Thank you, Rich.
Trying to get to the perimeter. To Robinson, fake it,
Oh, he's gonna go deep, and that died on him. Again, we know arm strength is an issue for DTR, right? Like,
He's shaking up on the play. That left arm.
now I don't think that was arm strength as much as it came out of his hand funky. Let's see.
Would have been Ravens, but look at Brent Urban.
Yeah, it just came out of his hand weird. I don't know why it got released clean, and that should be a late hit, by the way.
Coming into him, he's trying to, but he's trying to throw.
Yeah, you see how it came out of his hand early? It didn't get any spin on it.
You see Darryl Worley on the sideline trying to stretch it out.
And already
Yeah, it came out of his hand flat. I don't know why.
Hamilton and Stone.
Get rid of it. Oh, don't throw that.
Deflection, and the Ravens have the pick. Brandon Stevens to the right spot, and he's running with it. Stevens working down the sideline. Cuts it inside. Stevens has numbers. Stretched out. Deep in Cleveland territory. Turnover.
He's got to understand he doesn't have the arm strength to do shit like that. Yeah, he just gets caught forcing that in there, and it's late, and he's trying to, I think he's trying to go to DPJ, and it just flats on him.
Because it was behind him, and Stevens alertly on the tip drill picks it up, and then gets a caravan.
I think what was happening there was he was making a decision between going to Coop or going to DPJ, and he threw that ball thinking about getting it to Coop, but he was trying to get it to DPJ. I don't know. It's a bad throw.
Safety. That's it.
Hey, he's gonna make a mistake. You know what I mean? That's what the defense is there for. It hurts to have it on that possession where you have, you know, you have really good field position. Now you're gonna give the Ravens excellent field position. Try to keep them to 3 here.
A Brown get in there and glance it. And they're showing the replay over and over here on the big screen. I can guarantee you the Browns coaching staff is watching it. Intent and trying to.
Oh, they hit the ground?
He should be down way back in Baltimore territory.
And all turnovers are reviewed, correct?
Yes.
So that's what we're doing now, getting that time. He's down. Is he getting up?
There was their touch.
Right there while he was trying to get up. They're going to have to take that back pretty much frame by frame to see if he's down on the contact, because he looks wide open initially, but as he's getting up, right here.
Yeah, he's touched. He's down.
They're going to determine that he's
Throw the flag. Throw the flag.
Ravens have it at the 10.
Yeah, he's in.
Ravens get the turnover.
Yeah, can't do that.
A crusher for Cleveland. And opportunistic for Baltimore.
They picked the jet motion, but watch Morgan Moses, 78, the right tackle, come around, and with Mark Andrews, 89, the tight end, able to get into the open field. Wonderful job on the offensive line of Baltimore. They blocked people so well that Morgan Moses had no one that he needed to hit before Jackson waltzes into the end zone.
Extra point from Justin Tucker. And it's a 7-0 lead for the Baltimore Ravens on the road here in Cleveland. So the interception from Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That ball got knocked up in the air by Millette, claimed by Stevens. The long return leads to excellent field position, and then he just let Lamar Jackson go to work.
Yeah, DTR's got to learn what he has the arm strength to take advantage of in the NFL and what he doesn't. Right now, he's trying to push into a lot of angles or a lot of windows that you would see Deshaun Watson throw into with no problem, but that Deshaun has much better arm talent than him, right? Because like technically, oh, Mr. Do It for Chubb gonna be our first ban of the day. Congratulations, bro. Yeah, I mean, what he was trying to do, he was trying to throw the inside post. I think he was thinking, oh, I'm gonna go to it just was a bad moment. It's a rookie moment. We forgot he's a rookie quarterback. This kind of stuff's gonna happen, you know. We love the backup quarterback until he plays, okay? We love the backup quarterback until he plays. But there's a reason he's the backup. So you're finding out why. But that doesn't mean that this game's over. That doesn't mean that he can't bounce back and have a strong rest of this game. You just got to let it play out, you know?
So far in the young season.
Calm down. Let the rookie get some layups. Just let the rookie get some layups. Try to hit some screens here. You know,
shoulder injury. He's currently in the locker room, listed as questionable, and he's been a key piece, not just on defense because they're thin in the back end, but special teams. 102 snaps last week. He's out right now, again listed as questionable with a shoulder.
Yeah, that was not the plan for some of these guys to play 100+ snaps in a game. Geno Stone, same situation as Worley last week because of injuries. First down for Cleveland. Let's see if the Browns can bounce back.
there you go. Good run.
Just across the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 5.5 for the veteran running back Hunt.
They go right back to the line of scrimmage trying to get Dorian Thompson-Robinson some sort of a rhythm going here in the early going.
Good run. There you go. Way to get the first.
Good second effort. Lunging for a 4-yard pickup. And they're going to place it right at the 35. And that is enough for a first down.
Yeah, if I'm Kevin, you got to call this game like he's Case Keenum, right? You know what I mean? Until he proves he's not. You just got to call this game like they called it with Case
Have a play
back in 2020.
Come back another. That's when you feel like you have a better opportunity to block them. So keep an eye all day long on how Cleveland runs their offense in the running game. See if they have some movement plays to try and help their blocking angles.
Again for Hunt. He's brought down for a modest gain of 2. Justin, not a PK among those there for Baltimore. Cleveland is 2-1 for the 4th straight season. Go back to 2020. They started that season 4-1. They have not won 3 straight.
Try to get these wide receivers, get some separation here.
It's 1962-63. They won their first 2 home games this season by 21 or more. Kevin Stefanski calls the plays for the Browns. Alex Van Pelt helps install it. The offensive coordinator throughout the week, working with the quarterback as well. Second down and 8.
You got it.
Robinson gets his man on the line for more, trying to extend for the first down.
All right.
Comes up short. Ronald Darby with the open field tackle at the gain of 7.
Elijah Moore working in tandem with number 2, Amari Cooper. Cooper kind of clears the way, and then but Moore breaks off from him. A good sharp throw from DTR.
Nice high-low.
Nice little confidence builder, help him get back into it after the interception and throw.
And Njoku playing through those burns. Yeah, that's why he has to balaclava on.
4 games for the Browns have been divisional matchups, so you're getting a real feel for this Cleveland team early. Trying to time it on the rush. Thompson Robinson on the move. On the
Oh, pass interference. Huge.
Out there, Brandon Stevens defensively.
Don't know where that throw was supposed to go, but huge call there penalty-wise. Yeah, DTR got to calm down. He's got some nerves here. Yeah, pass interference.
So they've seen that on film. Now they go with the counter off of it with the pitch back.
Yeah, that is a massive pass interference.
It's covered well, but it's covered too well. Stevens runs into it, bails out the play, a 37-yard penalty, and Cleveland into the red zone.
So the Browns are at the 19 of Baltimore.
All right, be smart here.
Penalty already against the Ravens.
They got Nick Harris. What is this?
Harris in the backfield.
Working out of the gun, jet sweep. Elijah Moore.
Yo, God, what are you doing?
Moore.
Oh, my.
He just has to accept the big loss. Out of bounds. After 34, the Ravens are
All right, man.
moving down farther back after he lost his footing. And that's the case that John Harbaugh is making right now in his 16th year as the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Mike McDonald, second year as defensive coordinator for the Ravens.
And the Ravens snipped that play out quickly. Kyle Hamilton, 14, Malik Harrison, 40. Look how quickly they show themselves. In their
Yeah.
And now
That Moore messed that up. He had a hole right there. He tried to go around it for whatever reason. It's there. Take it. Take the hole. It's there. He cut back for whatever reason. He really shouldn't have.
Went down to the turf. Second and third. So the fifth.
Just run.
Gonna run with it.
Don't do that.
Out of bounds. He had Bryant running with him. A flag is down on the play.
Oh, God. Rookie. We might have to put PJ in.
they're going to have to take a look at that and see if he actually did.
What is going on, DTR?
Yeah, that's the conversation that's taking place right now with Brad Allen and his group.
Now, what we're seeing is a rookie trying to do just a little bit too much right now. The game is really fast.
Illegal forward pass. Offense, number 17. 5-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Loss of down.
Look, you respect and appreciate the zeal that he's bringing to it, but you got some guys around you. It doesn't have to fall on you.
Let them make plays for you. That's what Kevin Stefanski's trying to do in calling the game. He's just got to let those guys work. He's got to find ways to get the ball in the hands of number 2, Amari Cooper. Number 8, Elijah Moore. Number 85, David Njoku.
Yeah, the kid's freaking out here. They got to get back in field goal range.
And 31. The throw, Thompson Robinson.
All right, that's field goal range. Kick the goddamn field goal.
Pick up 5, hit by Roquan Smith. 4th down.
Remember, they had a first down inside the 20. Right inside the 20-yard line after the pass interference of 37 yards, I believe, against Stevens.
Yeah, just kick the field goal. Hopefully he makes it.
5 this season, career.
It's a long one.
56. This is a 53-yarder.
Yeah, this is not guaranteed.
For 2 this year for 50 plus.
Not much wind.
Hewlett will snap it, but Hawkins will hold it, trying to get on the board. Hopkins.
And he got it.
He drops it.
Good.
7-3 Ravens. So the Browns get points after the penalty on the pass interference. They moved in the wrong direction.
Yeah, Elijah Moore had the look he wanted on the end around. I have no idea why he did not take it. Mighty says, I've been impressed with his composure. I think he'll settle down. I think you took that one before that drive, Mighty. Yeah, I think this is an offense that everybody is trying too hard to do too much right now. They are trying to make a big play happen every time they touch the football because they know Nick Chubb's not there. They know Deshaun Watson's not there. And they're trying and trying and trying. But look, all you need to do is just take what's there. The Ravens are giving you stuff. Just take it. You don't have to make a big play happen. Just take the chunks that are there. The run game's been moving the ball. Take the chunks that are there. We're forcing ourselves into these big mistakes. Just take the chunks that are there. DTR, the wide receivers, everybody's trying too hard to make a big play. Just take what's there. Elijah Moore loses 26 yards because he's trying way too damn hard to make a play. DTR throws a forward pass for no reason because he's trying way too hard to make a big play. Just relax. Take what's there. Sly says DTR looked worse than Wilson. I mean, he's a 5th-round pick. He looks like a 5th-round pick who's playing a little early.
Ran through a number of quarterbacks trying to figure out this situation.
Honestly, like it just like I don't know if DTR like what his potential is going to be. I think he's going to be a fine player still, but I think PJ's got to come in, right? Like at this point, you need a veteran to calm everybody the hell down. Just take what's there.
Renee going to take it out of the end zone, 2 yards deep. There's a lane that closes up. He hit that alley, but then the Browns rallied around him to make the play on special teams. Owusu Koromola.
Something we're not seeing as much of, isn't it, Ian? People bring the ball out of the end zone on kickoff returns. Talked with Chris Horton, the special teams coordinator for Baltimore, and he said, I firmly believe if you think you've got a good kick returner, he'll utilize it. He'll bring it out of the end zone. That's what Baltimore feels about that today.
Is Darius Smith back out there?
First down play for Baltimore. Ravens operating with a 7-3 lead. Kicks it. Fires it to the side.
Pick it.
Broken up. Zay Flowers.
Good play, Eamon. Good play, Martin Emerson.
Emerson nearly came away with the football.
And get used to hearing his name around the NFL. MJ Emerson, number 23. You know about Denzel Ward, the 2-time Pro Bowler, former number 4 overall pick. You know about Greg Newsome, 1st-rounder out of Northwestern 2 seasons ago. But MJ Emerson out of Mississippi State, a 3rd-rounder, he's a terrific cover guy. And he allows Jim Schwartz to draw a lot of games up front because of his ability to cover downfield.
Hey, 3 on Miles. 3 on Miles. Go inside.
Ready to rush. Pitch.
Nothing.
Nowhere to go.
Nothing. Sammy Football O-line blocking has looked at its best today. Yeah, I think the O-line's been doing well today.
Owusu Koromola. Taki in the area. Loss of 1. And look how quickly.
Jeez. Look how fast Miles beats a triple team there.
Earlier, how quick he is off of the ball and into the backfield. It actually speeds up your movements on offense. It doesn't make things as smooth as you want to in the operation.
Mighty Mayban Media says QSPN glad they're getting all these mistakes out the way early in the season. Sheesh. Nothing. Hey, I told people all week, if the Ravens' plan is to screen the Browns left and right because they think they're aggressive and they blitz, they're dead wrong. Like, that's a horrible game plan against this team.
Season. He triggers and goes and makes the play in the backfield. He didn't play against Tennessee last week. Happy to have their starting nickel back on the field.
That is the 3rd 3 and out of the day. 4 drives for Baltimore, so another point from Scott.
Only time they haven't gone 3 and out is the one drive where you're giving the ball at the 8-yard line. Just get out of bounds. Don't need to make a big play, man. All right, calm the hell down. You're only down 4. You're only down 4. Calm the hell down. You don't need to hit a big play. Just get a nice 7-minute grinded out drive. Get a little here, get a little there. Just that's what you need to do. I understand, you DTR, you don't play much. You want to make a big play, all that. All right, well, you got all the shit out the way. Now just calm the hell down. You know what I mean? This looks like offensively, when you have a young college football team go and like play Michigan or Ohio State for the first time. In that first quarter, they're just all over the place energy-wise.
Left the game earlier, what appeared to be a stinger, but back in there for Cleveland Browns. Punt, interception, field goal. Thompson Robinson spins and throws.
Just throw it out of bounds. You don't need to make a play there. Just throw it out of
That could
bounds.
have been a big loss as Jadeveon Clowney got in there on the quarterback.
Relax. Relax.
Of one.
Yeah, watch him work.
Hey, 1, 2. Okay, it's not there. Hit your check or throw it out of bounds.
And loops in behind him, and he's able to get him to it. And Thompson Robinson spins out of trouble, throws the football, but look who's right there.
Way more can go wrong. You trying to throw that check like that than if you just get it out of bounds.
Defense. There's no question in my mind. They're tired of hearing about the Cleveland defense.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore plays defense well.
All right, we're at the end of the first quarter. Sly says this could still be done. This could still be, but definitely look like a blowout if DW4 plays. Well, to be fair, we don't know what version of Deshaun Watson we would be getting, right? Like, we have not had enough good Deshaun Watson games in a row to have any type of expectation of what he plays like, but you would hope that it's better than this, right? That it's better than a 5th-round rookie. Chris Gustafaro says, think you got a big screen. Here's Greg Newsome to ruin your day. Yeah, I don't know why teams continue to throw screens. The screens haven't worked against the Browns even when Joe Woods was here. Like, I don't know why teams think they can do that on us. Any of y'all watching Wrestle Dream today? Any of y'all watching that AEW pay-per-view? I might watch it. I'm deciding. Because the Sunday night game is not good today, so I have time to watch it. I might watch it. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, they're running effectively. They just, I think Kevin likes what he saw from DTR in the preseason and during practice, and he wanted to give DTR a shot to come in and play the game. But, you know, sometimes nerves become a thing. Sometimes the moment is just too big for somebody. And this right now feels like the moment is currently too big for DTR. So either you need to get him out the game plan, get him out the game, or just have him calm down. Right, because the moment you can tell he's like, oh, I'm playing in an NFL football game right now. Like you can feel the nervous energy in the nerves that he has going right now.
Yards per play allowed so far in the young season. Cleveland, fewest in the NFL, 3.2. Number 2.
I know nobody in the chat's talking about Watson should be playing injured when we bitched and moaned all 2021 about Baker Mayfield playing injured and how irresponsible it was for the Cleveland Browns to let him do that. But then they sit Watson when he's injured, and now you're crying about that too? Stop it. Stop it. He's hurt. He shouldn't play. That's the end of the story.
6 points.
Don't none of y'all know more than the team doctor.
It's a right shoulder for Deshaun Watson. Today, going to the rookie getting the start. Hands it to Jerome Ford.
3rd and 12.
Nothing there.
Roll up says DW4 will end up like Newton if he keeps taking hits. He has to figure out a way to play a safer style of football. Yeah.
Worked out. Watson, it was out there that he suffered some kind of injury in that play against Tennessee last week. It was a power running play, but it was described throughout the week just a bruise. And as we got later into the week, it was obviously becoming.
All right, you got one-on-one here. Coop on top. See where that safety goes. If he triggers to the middle of the field, take it. Nah, he triggered to it. Don't take it. Take the check. Take the check. Take the check. There we go. All right, punt.
But short of a first down. Brought down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup through the air. Kyle Van Noy.
All right, punt it.
Not only are you going to
You know, we're going to need the defense to get a turnover. I think that if you want to win this game, the defense is going to have to get a turnover and find a way to get +2 in the turnover margin, or at least +1. So the defense, they've been doing a great job. And part of the reason they don't get many turnovers is because they get at the teams off the field so fast that it's hard to throw a turnover in 3 plays. But if the defense can get a turnover, that would be massive. That looks strong. Ball at the 20, and he fair caught it.
Fair catch called for it. Brings it in. That's a 22.
Man, our punter is aggressively average. Yeah, our punter is aggressively average.
Better believe we're going to keep dreaming.
Yep. Hopefully the defense can get a turnover. Hopefully Lamar fumbles, makes a big mistake. Look, we know this Ravens offense turns the ball over. The Browns have 7 turnovers this season on offense. The Ravens have 5. So, well, now the Browns have 8 because of the pick by DTR. But the Ravens have 5. They turned the ball over a fair amount. Lamar Jackson has fumbled the football in every game he's played this season. There's going to be an opportunity to get a turnover on this Baltimore Ravens team. You have to take it if you're the defense. It sucks that you have to play pretty much perfect football defensively, but that's what's required this week. I don't think the defense has to score, but they have to force a pretty good turnover. You know, like an early turnover. All right, let's go defense.
But how about what we've seen today? The offensive ball. We got a plan for Myles Garrett, so you better get the ball out quick, because you know how fast he pass rushes, move the pocket away from him, and then occupy him. Look on the touchdown run. Big jet sweep to Zay Flowers, making him think a little bit post-snap, allows the blocking to form, and Lamar Jackson goes in for the only touchdown of the game.
And not a whole lot to speak of for Baltimore offensively. They took over at the 10 after the interception and the return, and they turned that into points. Justice Hill was
Didn't get him.
He's got speed, but he didn't have the balance per se.
Did he get a first down?
Trying to stay upright and then stumbling ahead, but definitely brings a different gear with those shifty moves and spins that he can bring to the party.
But you worry about his.
Yeah, JOK just missed the tackle.
A turf toe injury. Can he plant and be sharp getting upfield? He's trying.
Good stiff arm by Justice Hill.
Well, the skis go out from under him a little bit there, but you're exactly right. If he gets an open field, that's an element of speed that Baltimore wants and needs against this Cleveland defense.
First down for Baltimore at the 33. Jackson throws, finds the soft spot. Andrews with the catch. And he's got another Baltimore first down. That one will cover 12 yards. Are you seeing a huge difference in the Todd Monken run offense compared to what we had seen in previous years?
I don't see a huge difference, except for Lamar Jackson has improved as a thrower. I mean, when you go back and plug in the Cincinnati tape, you see much more balanced.
All right.
Pocket, stepping forward, making the sharp, decisive throw. But as far as it being totally different, no. What they want is just more continuity. And they want to be able to take some of that running game off of Lamar Jackson, and they've been running backs digged up along the way.
Handoff to Gus Edwards.
All right, they're moving right now. They're moving right now. Got to force them back.
Jackson has completed
Get that momentum back. Get that momentum back.
3 weeks, 70% or
Get a play here,
in
defense.
each game. And 5-yard pickup.
And I think that when we go down
Oh, Sione Takitaki's the green dot.
What's that?
Odell Beckham healthy, Rashad Bateman healthy, guys on the perimeter where they can take better shots downfield and stretch teams horizontally. Because right now, that full speed is not there. It's really Zay Flowers on the perimeter.
And he's looking for his first catch of the day. Only one target for Flowers. Jackson fires.
Jeez.
He was looking for Flowers and flag down. Multiple flags.
What's the flag?
And you know what Zay Flowers is saying right now? What was that last week in overtime against the Indianapolis when I got hooked?
You're so right.
What's
Zay
the
Flowers
flag?
looking for his first NFL touchdown. He told us, this has been the longest stretch in my life without a touchdown. This is week number 4 for him.
Because he scored touchdowns in the backyard against the siblings when he was about 2. So he was scoring early.
Flowers, one of 14 kids.
2 fouls.
Posix out.
Both by the defense. Illegal use of the hands to the face. Defense. That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Defense number 21. By rule, the ball is placed on the foul. Automatic first down.
So the penalty against Denzel Ward. Also, we saw Ethan Posick, the starting center, walking off. That's an 11-yard penalty.
Okay, yeah, he got him.
Yeah, he was actually holding him.
Yeah, he got him.
And then as the ball's in the air, and he's like, you could have thrown that one last week against Indy, and we would have had a better chance to win the ball game on a 4th down play. But now they move forward here, get the flag out of midfield. At some point, they're going to want to take that deep shot downfield. When will it occur for Baltimore?
Ravens are on the move here. At the 43 of Cleveland. Jackson, soft toss to Flowers. It's electric after the catch. They knock him from behind and picks up extra yards, 7 total. We asked him about Lamar Jackson playing with him. He said, well,
Really would love to stop him in this set of downs.
with a couple of my older brothers. And one of the nicknames that his older brothers had around the neighborhood was Joystick. And now Lamar is calling Zay Flowers Joystick. He checked with his brother and said, hey, you okay with that? He said, yeah, as long as it's your nickname. If you give it to somebody else, I'd have a problem with it.
He went and ceded it to him. They grew up about 15 minutes apart in South Florida.
Oh, fumble. And the Browns got it. Turnover. Hey, what did I just say? What did I just say? Chat, could you tell everybody what I just said? They fumble the ball in Baltimore. They're going to give you a turnover. You just got to take it. They gave you a turnover right there. You just got to take it. Told y'all. Said it all week. Said it all week. They are going to give you turnovers. You just got to take them. Now let's take advantage. Let's get some points off of this. They didn't even force that turnover. They gave it to you. They gave it to you. Yeah, Posix hurt. So it's going to be Nick Harris in the game. Someone said, is it PJ Walker time? It don't matter right now.
Is here.
Monster High! Welcome to back.
With every level of fear, feel the collection. on Paramount Plus. Stream now.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. Progressive Insurance.
That's what I'm talking about. Good defense right there.
Insurance. And by Little Caesar, the official pizza sponsor of the NFL. Pizza.
It's the 49th all-time meeting between these two teams. The franchises will always be connected. The Modell family moving the team from Cleveland to Baltimore. The best part of the equation is that the Browns returned in 1999.
New franchise, having established their own records now, all those things that go along with it. But you're exactly right. That rivalry will never end.
So after the turnover, pistol formation, Ford passing through. It's met by Patrick Queen, who's playing at a high level.
Get ahead.
With Roquan Smith this season at linebacker, 4-yard gain.
And look at how it happens. See, Lamar Jackson, normally you take that left hand and take the ball and put it right in the pocket of your running back. He got close to him and then flipped it to him late. That's a difficult play for the running back to handle. Plus the turnover.
Oh, just relax.
Offline. Thompson Robinson trying to hit Ford. Rock Yassin over there. NFL Today update. Let's go to New York.
5 drives, 5 scores between the two.
That's right. Watch Josh Allen buy a little bit more time and find his number one wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. The Bills cooking right now. 21-14 over the Dolphins. Back to Ian Eagle.
Cooking with gas, apparently.
No doubt.
Get out of empty.
Against the Jets, Josh Allen's taking care of the ball, and he's been a beast since then.
7 straight home runs for Buffalo.
There you go. First down.
Trying to squeeze in there, Njoku. And it's going to be enough for a first down. It's right at the line to gain.
Get right to the line of scrimmage. Go quickly after the first down.
Yeah, they don't want Baltimore to see it on replay. Ford is hit. Third down after a gain of half a yard. Ravens maintain a 7-3 lead, 9:48 to go in this second quarter. Cleveland driving after the Baltimore turnover.
And you mentioned, Ian, about the secondary. Evan Washburn brought it up. They're a little bit depleted today. Daryl Worley got hurt. Number 14, Kyle Hamilton is all over the place.
Short throw.
There you go.
Ford slips out of the initial.
That's much better. Get rid of the ball quick. Taking what's there.
Kyle Hamilton, first man there.
That's what he brings to the table. We saw the ability to blitz last week against Indianapolis.
And you see that you're going to have a free safety on your running back, so he has to make up that space. You like that angle. Get that ball to him. Give him an opportunity to make some yard after the catch. Get some yak. Much better. Stabilize yourself, man.
And Bill Callahan, his offensive line coach, has preached it to you, to me, to anyone who's listening.
You got him spread. Hey, one high. Close. No, they're playing off.
Maybe get some of the bigger runs later.
Thompson Robinson popped up in the air. Incomplete. Kyle Van Noy.
You're in that spot where you might want to just go for this.
Van Noy now in his 10th year in the NFL.
Are they going to punt?
Detroit, New England, 2 stints. Miami, the Chargers. And he just keeps performing.
And we asked John Harbaugh about being able to bring these veterans in late in the week and
Yeah, they're
get them
punting.
going. He had a very good answer about how they're able to do it in Baltimore.
Well, just keep it simple. And more than anything else, Harbaugh said the defense is very learnable, and you're getting guys that are smart and know what they're doing. So it's on the players and it's on the coaches to make it happen. They've done it over the years.
Good punt. There we go.
And Cleveland's going to down it deep in Baltimore territory, officially at the 7.
Hey, if we can get 2 here, that'd be huge.
By Bajorquez. More second quarter action.
Good punt.
Coming up, calisthenics as well.
Rated M for mature.
We're all here because we're committed to the biggest question of all. What's out there?
I mean, this is just the reality of what this offense is without Deshaun and without Nick Chubb. I mean, like, I don't think we could have expected this offense was going to look great without their two best players, right? We know Nick Chubb's out for the year. We know Deshaun's probably going to be back after the bye week. But this is just why you have to call a safer game with Deshaun when you're playing Tennessee. Why Deshaun has to play a safer style. Now we understand why he needs to stay healthy and what he means to this team. We know that we need to call these games accordingly. Right. Even if like DTR playing bad isn't necessarily 100% on Kevin right now, and I don't think it is, the fact that he's out there is on Kevin and Deshaun. Those two have to do a better job of making sure that each other stays healthy, because the reason that Deshaun's missing this game is not because of some freak injury. It's because you ran a run play up the middle with him in which Deshaun felt it necessary to ram his shoulder into two defensive players. The call should probably never be called. The check should never be checked to Deshaun on that. And Deshaun, you definitely shouldn't be ramming your shoulder into somebody's chest, because this is the result. So we can blame this all on the rookie, but at the end of the day, this is a 5th round rookie looking like a 5th round rookie.
Here as the defensive coordinator for the Browns, what a difference he has made to this unit.
Well, a dumbass said, hey, Q, you want to explain why somebody who's making $230 million for playing football is injured because of something they did in a football game? Are you stupid? Remove.
By his backup, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I expect Jim Schwartz to tell his defense, we may have to be the ones to make the big play.
Part of making sure you don't put DTR in this position is making sure that you don't put Watson in a position to get hurt, and that Watson doesn't put himself in a position to get hurt. That's how you end up in this spot.
4 points per game in 2022. They're giving up under 11 per game so far this season. There's a hole for Edwards and secures the football for a first down. Once he sensed contact was coming, he just pumped the ball to gain 6. Good block from.
All the running QBs do what Watson's done. No, you don't see Lamar Jackson ramming his shoulder into 2 linebackers. You see that with Josh Allen, and you've seen Josh Allen get hurt. But also, like, Josh Allen is not 28 years old. It's not the same.
It's a chance to make a play. Trying to be aggressive, and the Ravens made a pay for it.
43 rushing yards so far for Baltimore. Jackson stepped up. Jackson throw.
Wow, what a throw. It's rough.
Lamar Jackson.
It's not on one person, Mr. Roll-Up. Stop trying to put it on one person. It's on a group. Like, the mindset to be like, hey, we're going to be this reckless with the quarterback, and the quarterback being like, yeah, I'm going to be this reckless. That is a group operation.
He said, but there's going to be at least 2 guys in the game where he makes a play.
Kevin can't make Deshaun slide, and Deshaun, you know, if Deshaun didn't want those plays in there, he could tell Kevin not to. Ultimately, Deshaun has a little bit more power in that. All right, now we got to relax here.
Now it's starting to flow a bit. 15 yards on the play. Grant Delpit with the tackle on the back line.
And watch the jet motion going in across the back. Number 4, Zay Flowers. Slight fake to him, and good vision by Justice Hill. They wanted to block that to the perimeter, but he saw the hole back towards the middle and made it a really good cut. Nice, strong, firm, decisive, and gets it to the secondary.
Hill remains in there. Motion man is Flowers, the rookie from Boston College. It's Hill again. Bouncing it to the outside. Pretty shooting by Hill. Leans forward to the 25-yard line. 7-yard pickup brought down by Taki.
One of the few times this year
Hey, tighten in, square up.
Actually has the Cleveland defense out of rhythm.
Hold on to 3.
The rhythm now is on the side of Baltimore. The motions, the misdirection.
Get a pass break up here. Get back on rhythm.
Offensive line able to get a little bit of blocking up front to give them a sliver of daylight that the running backs are finding.
The veteran Melvin Gordon elevated from the practice squad. He's in there for the first time.
That's going to score.
But the Ravens will have it 1st and goal. Juan Thornhill cutting off the angle. 22 yards for the two-time Pro Bowler.
And the jet motion opens things up. They occupy Myles Garrett by allowing him to get upfield, and then they block him upfield and go inside of him for big game.
Jackson.
There we go.
Trying to dance. Driven down.
2nd and goal.
The 3. 1 yard pickup. Hurst there defensively.
Look at all that blocking up front. Great to have Tyler Linderbaum back, but Patrick McCary, number 65, handled his business out at left tackle. And they created a nice gap
For him to hurl through. Now this is a situation where they will use Patrick Ricard. Who's been a 4 straight Pro Bowls as a fullback.
And look where he's lined up. He's lined up almost in the wing right here.
Snap it. Jackson, shake it.
Flag. That's coming back.
Flag down on the play.
That's coming back.
Is it going to stand for Baltimore?
Offside.
Damn it.
Defense number 95.
It is.
The penalty is declined. Result of the
All right, 14-3, man.
Ravens add to their lead.
Offense needs something now.
How about that? You mentioned Patrick Ricard, and he figured into the play because he blocked there, but that was a fake to Gus Edwards, and then he just took the ball from him and followed him. It's actually how it's called on most teams, QB follow, and Edwards ends up becoming the lead blocker and escorts him into the end zone.
8 plays, 93 yards. They did it mostly on the ground. 7 runs.
We always play scared against division rivals. They have a good record against the division. It's actually not been true.
14-3. Baltimore.
Browns over the last 3 years play some of their best football in division. I mean, you don't have your starting quarterback and you don't have 2 of your best players on offense. It looks like it right now. That's what it looks like. Like, I don't think this is anything to freak out about long term. They are in a tough position for this game, but this isn't like Deshaun's looking this hopeful. That would be more worry. It's DTR. He's a 5th round rookie. He looks it. Some of y'all, we had hope that he might look better than that. He looks like a 5th round rookie. He's not Brock Purdy today. It is what it is. Outside of that, there's really nothing long-term to freak out about. Like, come on. Chris Gustafaro, what happened to the defense on that drive? Hey, man, you throw them out there enough, teams are going to find a way to get around them. They're just not being helped by the offense. I mean, they had, 3 and outs, and then forced a fumble, and then the Browns go back out there, go 3 and out. Well, not 3 and out. They get 1 first down and then back out, send the defense back out there. I mean, what do you expect? The defense has been out there all game. They're going to give up a drive. Hey, man, Josh Dobbs is not saving you. Like, I regret to inform you. The issue is that you don't have Deshaun. It's not who's playing instead of him. It's that you don't have Deshaun. What happened to the defense? Oh, yeah, I already talked about that.
Receiving treatment at University Hospitals with the honorary point toss captain. He was also surprised by Browns legend Hanford Dixon with tickets to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. The NFL and the American Cancer Society created Crucial Catch because early cancer detection can save lives. Don't wait. Visit NFL.com/Crucial Catch to find your local cancer screening resources and learn how to reduce your cancer risk. Here in Cleveland, where the Ravens now lead it 14-3. I believe Hanford Dixon was the originator of the dog pound.
He in front of midfield.
Booming kick out to the 25.
So let's take a look at the score, all right? So you got Patrick Ricard right here, and then you're going to get Gus Edwards on the lead. Quarterback follow. Looks like he...
That's a crazy play call, though. Like, this is interesting. And they got the numbers here.
The hold by Lamar Jackson. And what that hold was simply whichever way he wanted to go, he would push Edwards to one
The score on this drive would be huge.
to help with the blocking.
And check out a beautiful football spin by Jackson in the end zone after the touchdown. Can Cleveland respond? Fake it. Throw it. Thompson Robinson to
All right.
Kings.
Good start. You got 4 minutes to work with. You can run your offense. Most of these people saying get Watson in were the ones wanting DTR in a couple weeks ago.
Posted currently.
Super chat from Damon. Yeah, man.
So Nick Harris there working with the rookie.
Know what else happens, Evan, is that Nick Harris had come into the game as an extra offensive lineman and would run into motion and be a blocker down the line. Now that changes because he has to play full time at center.
No catches today for Amari Cooper. On the play.
All right, let's get something here. I mean, you got to go empty.
It's a loss of 2. So again, the plan was get to Sean.
Good news. No one is caring about Jed Wills today.
Throw, and it was
crying.
They
Yeah.
recognized he was not going to play this afternoon.
And what I applaud the Browns management about is they quickly realized he can't go. We're not pushing this. Long season. Let's get him healthy. They have an open week after this ball game, correct?
They do.
So that gives him extra time to try and get him right. Let's see if this defense can carry us today. And so far, Baltimore playing well.
3rd and 6. Out of the pocket. Getting away. Thompson Robinson buying time. They're still rushing. He flips it.
Yeah, don't throw another interception.
Jadeveon Clowney, first man to put the heat on, and then Roquan Smith added to it to make sure that Thompson Robinson couldn't run for it. And it's 4th down.
You think Jadeveon Clowney's not motivated today? I read
He
it
is.
all week. He kept saying, it's not a big deal. I don't have to do all that. Hogwash. He was motivated coming back here to Cleveland. Didn't like the way it ended. Came here to Baltimore, has found his niche with the Ravens in his first season, and he has played very well here in the first half.
Hopkins, formerly with Buffalo and Green Bay, puts it in the air. Duvernay. He's got room, but he's going for the fair catch.
And you know, he realized it too, didn't he?
They're going to have it at the 25-yard line. We'll come back in 30 seconds after this.
Yeah, look, that being said, we know DTR has not played well today. He knows he has not played well today, but we're not about to shit on DTR for not playing well in his first game in his career. You know what I mean? Especially when it's not expected of him, right? Like, it just is not a fair expectation to have him come in here and play lights out against the Baltimore Ravens team that's very good.
To Watson, so that changed things for Cleveland offensively. And Baltimore has been aggressive on defense, creating a turnover, turning into points, running the ball effectively. Jackson gets
hold. That's coming back. It's a hold. It's a hold. It's coming back.
Penalty marker all the way back at the 18-yard line.
It's usually a bad spot for the offense when that one came out.
Yeah. Sly says the Titans suck, but they have 17 on the Bengals right now. Yeah, I told people that Titans team's better than people thought.
First down, he's thinking about 55 yards on the catch and run, and within seconds you're told, no. It didn't count. It didn't happen.
Did you see what Patrick McCary did on that one? When his arm shot to go help on Myles Garrett, they were outside and they enveloped Garrett instead of those arms shooting inside, so he has a chance to try and control him in his chest. Once they get outside the framework, you're going to get detected and get caught. And it's hard to do. It's a lot easier for me up here, especially Patrick McCary trying to block Myles Garrett.
Look, it's hard to play left tackle in the NFL. They are missing Ronnie Stanley, but McCary not getting any favors today, having to deal with Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. So that begins a long play. It's 1st and 20 now for Baltimore. Gus Edwards in the backfield. He'll get the play. Edwards remains upright, lost his balance as
We are not tackling well today.
kept on moving to the tune of 16 yards. Walker with a tackle.
Who's hurt?
We hit the 2-minute warning in
Okay.
Cleveland with the Ravens.
Yeah, the defense looks tired. Yeah, calm the fuck down. At the end of the day, if they win this game, they're 3-1. It's great. If they don't, they're going to be 2-2 going into the bye week. Get the quarterback healthy, and have a long time to get things together before they play their next division game. So, we thought the Bengals couldn't win the division last year because they were 3-3 in the division. We're good, man. And for those of y'all who are deciding now to absolutely there's one thing in saying DTR is not playing well. Some of y'all are going extra with the DTR criticism where y'all he's shit, he's this and that. And it's all right, man. Relax. He's a 5th round rookie that looks like it. That the thought that he was never gonna have a bad game if he played is ridiculous. I think we're being a little extra. This is the Browns team that can't move the ball right now because, again, they don't have their starting quarterback. And when they don't have the starting quarterback, for years, we've relied on Nick Chubb to be a safety blanket. Now you don't have Nick Chubb as a safety blanket, and this is just what you're going to look like when you don't have your best 2 players on offense. Tell me one team in the NFL that's going to look – do the Chiefs look like the Chiefs if it's not Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce out there? Somebody in chat tell me if the Chiefs look like the Chiefs if they're missing those 2 players. They look a little different, right? Okay. What about the Ravens if they don't have Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson? They gonna look a little different? Tell me one team that misses their 2 best players on offense and looks the same.
Cleveland trailing 14-3.
You can get away with one of those guys being out, but both of them, that's tough.
On the ground, you just look at the numbers from 2018 to 2022, they had 14,007 rushing yards, the most in NFL history over a 5-year span. Obviously, it happens to coincide with Lamar Jackson joining the team. I
don't know who that's on.
Flowers works his way for a first down.
Is that a false start or offsides? I think it's offsides. They let the play run.
His body control, exceptional. He was coming down into traffic, felt it, and was able to stop and move back into a space where he could gain more yardage.
Yeah, false start.
Outside. Defense number 95 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalties declined as a result of the play. It's a first down.
It's Myles Garrett, so that play will stand for Zay Flowers, and they'll move the chains.
Just by him trying to get more pressure on the quarterback. And as this game goes on, down 14-3, I feel like this Cleveland defense is taking out more and more of a burden.
Jacob says, I was so pumped this morning. DW not playing is breaking my heart. The run is so predictable at this point. The only pause I see is Zadarius back on the field.
53 to go, first down. Jackson to the pocket. Jackson.
Call a hold.
Jackson, the fake on one defender, and then forced out as he crossed the 40-yard line.
2nd and 8.
So Lamar Jackson will pick up 3 on the scramble. Martin Emerson there defensively, down to Evan.
And Charles, to your point, this Browns defense, they're used to not being on the field that often. They average about 50 snaps a game. It's hovering close to 80 degrees here, field level. Obviously, they're fresh because of the less work, but they're not used to this much time on the field in the first half.
You're right about that, Evan. And Baltimore able to control things with a running game. And I made the point about Lamar Jackson and his running. He's getting help today from Justice Hill and Gus Edwards.
Got a running play. This time they were ready for it. Edwards is stacked up after the gain of 1.
All right, let's get him off the field here.
JB, Phil, Nate, Boone, Coach Coward. All the latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Baltimore Raven shaking up.
Is that Pat McCarry or is that Morgan Moses? It looked like Moses.
That's Morgan Moses,
Yep.
the starting right tackle down, which means Daniel Faalele, number 77, will come into the game.
Bunch of starters already out. Faalele and
Falele.
You know, I don't think you can put Faalele and DeJuan Jones from Cleveland on the field at the same time.
There might be movement. You might feel the earth shake.
Yeah, so if you're the Browns, honestly, just focus on getting this ball back. Limit the damage. You're down 11. Your run game's not been great. Your pass game's been worse. You just got to figure out what's going on. What's the problem? Is there a way for us to be reasonable out there? If you're this Browns defense during halftime, you have to figure out, why are some of these counters working, or are we just going to have to stay home a little bit more often?
What is Faalele was at one point 400 pounds, lost a little bit of weight to become an NFL player.
Drop 20, made the transition.
Second quarter has been controlled by the Ravens. Trying to keep this drive alive on a 3rd and 6. Gibson floats it high. For a first down.
I thought there was a push off there.
Execution. When we asked John Harbaugh about Monken and the offense,
Nope.
He said those are the principles, and that's what he loved about him when he interviewed him.
And how about the throw from Lamar Jackson? The number one criticism
Good
you
throw.
always hear is about his inconsistent throwing. Well, he came into the game 73% throwing the football, and that one was perfectly thrown. And look at right there, Patrick McCary, 65, and the job he did one-on-one with Myles Garrett allowed that play to develop.
So the Ravens have a minute 20 to work with now.
And Miles. There we go. Needed that.
Explosive pass rush.
That's huge.
Baltimore tried to chip it, but watch the intelligence of Garrett. Oh, you want 2 on the outside?
3 on him.
Spin inside, and I grab your quarterback and put him on the deck.
It's a loss of 9 on the play.
The ability to adjust and adapt. And Myles Garrett did it right there. Saw that they were waiting for him upfield, went inside and made a big play.
Back it up to the 44-yard line, 2nd and 19, under a minute to go. Here in this first half, dump off. Beautiful.
No, they're going to call a face mask on that? Are you serious?
It crosses the 40.
There's no way that's a face mask.
But it appears to be coming back.
Holding.
Okay. All right. That's better. Okay. I thought they were about to call a face mask on Taco. I was about to lose my mind.
Simpson, who gets collared with the hole. Verizon halftime report is on the way. JD and the gang in New York. Scores, highlights, all coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
See John Harbaugh barking a little bit, but is there any way that he could not be happy? Is there any way he could be happier about this first half? Everything played into it. A lot of injuries, underdogs. Cleveland's the hot ticket.
All right. 36 seconds.
So far.
They're down to 1
The
timeout.
Ravens are back in their own territory. Jackson looking to dial it up. Jackson has time. Jackson gets out of the pocket. He's going to throw on the move.
Are you fucking kidding me? You can't give him that much time.
Flowers has a chance to be a really dangerous combination.
Oh, especially on Martin Emerson. You can't give him that time. Ugh.
And while Lamar Jackson looks nothing like Ben Roethlisberger, what did they say about him for all those years? It's not the first 3 seconds of a play with him. It's the next 3. And Lamar Jackson created the next 3. And give his offensive line credit. No one held. No one blocked him in the back. They held their blocks for the time needed for him to find Zay Flowers downfield.
Jackson is 9.
And call their final timeout.
39 yards through the air. 2 rushing touchdowns.
It'll be 30 seconds.
Cleveland takes a timeout. 2 remaining for the Browns. 25 seconds on the clock. Ravens with a chance to add points before the break. We asked Lamar Jackson about Flowers. He said, on any play, he can take it the distance. He's so explosive. We said, could you see it from day one? He said, oh, we were working out together in Florida. He goes, literally, the first time he went out there, running patterns, she's like, oh, he's got that.
And once you saw that, he's like, oh, this is good. This is really good. And he pushed hard with man.
I mean, Lamar's playing really well, too. You got to give credit to the Ravens.
Previously, they said, if we have a chance to get hit, please do. We're DeCosta obliged.
They do not have to throw it because they have 2 timeouts to work with here. So we'll see what the play selection is for Jackson and the Ravens.
You know they're going to run this with Lamar at some point.
Jackson does not run for him, and he's dumped inside the 10. Timeout used. Rusu Poromoa with the stop. 20 seconds to play. 4.5-yard gain for Jackson.
Will be 30 seconds. Please set the game clock for 21 seconds.
So they'll add a second to the game clock. Jackson now.
All right, 2nd and 5. Look, their red zone offense has been Lamar runs all game. All game. You know what they're going to. And they're probably going to play something off. I would run a route behind one of those lead actions that they like to do is to get a linebacker to like trying to chase up there and to see if you could fit one behind them. They're probably going to try to do something like that if the Browns stay cautious, try to spy it. They're going to try to catch the spy, get the spy to come up shallow and then sneak Mark Andrews behind it. That's what I would think is going to happen here.
Already has a 13-3 lead.
If you're Juan Thornhill and you think that's going to happen, you might want to play a little bit more shallow.
To the backfield.
I'm just going to run straight up, and it's just caught.
But he was out of bounds.
Nope. 3rd and 5. All right.
Coverage from Newsom.
Way to use the sideline, Greg.
Perfectly, though. It was a dart. Aguilar runs through the coverage, catches it.
Yep, way to use the sideline.
Over the white. How well was that ball thrown? Just not enough space for him to get the second foot down. And the coverage was tight by Newsom.
Second incompletion of the day for Jackson now, 9 out of 11. On 3rd down, 17 seconds to play in the second quarter. Play clock is down to 2.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout here.
Short timeout. Cleveland, your second will be 30 seconds.
They're going to run this thing with Lamar again, right? Like, you have to assume that's coming. Ray Rag says, can we stop with the DTR needs to stop over Watson talk now? He's not ready for the NFL. Yeah, he's clearly not ready. He's not ready. And I think this is less of a, this is not, I don't think he looks like this in practice. I think this is the lights are bright for him. Like, he clearly wasn't ready for this moment. It was too early. He wasn't ready for it. And he's having a welcome to the NFL type game. In his first half, he needs to step up and be the player that we saw in the preseason, which is a hard thing to do in the regular season in a division game. Pick it. Oh, he just went on top. It's going to be tough as hell to come back from that, man. Like, it is going to take a lot of things going right in this second half for that to be erased. I mean, Denzel almost gets a hand on that, God. But hey, you gotta give your hats off to the Ravens. They're playing really good football, especially Lamar Jackson down this second quarter, and they've gotten the better of this Browns defense so far.
To tack it on, 21-3 lead. Baltimore, 11 seconds on the clock. It's been impressive for the Ravens.
It has, and on our top show, the pregame show, talked about the Ravens and handling injuries. I don't think anyone in the league can.
It's going to be an uphill battle for them, right? They're going to have to, basically, the Browns are going to have to play a clean, perfect football game. And the Ravens are going to have to give them a couple mistakes here for the Browns to really get back in here, have a chance to win it. But it's going to be what it's going to have to be. If they want to come out here with the win, we knew it was going to be we should have known. Some of us did not, but we should have known. Hey, without Deshaun Watson, this was going to be a major, major uphill battle for this Browns offense, because now you're down your best two players and no offense looks good down their best two players. Yeah, you're already playing the season down with your best player. Now you're playing your season down with your two best players. It looks like it, right? I talked about this earlier, but no offense. It doesn't even have to be the elite ones, right? If we're just talking about a regular, who has a regular offense? If who's the Jaguars' second best player? If that and Trevor Lawrence goes down, that offense is not the same. Right. We did this with Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce. We talked about this. If Tua and Tyreek go down, you lose your best two players on offense, you're just going to have a rough day. Mighty Mulatto says quality adjustments needed. Yeah, I mean, like the adjustments, I don't know what else you can do to adjust, because the problem is that you can't run the ball at an elite level and you can't throw the ball at a high level. So you're just kind of left out there with the offense that can't really make that many plays. And then DTR is not helping himself by adding to the mistake pile. So not going to hold you. Like, it's tough. It's just what it is. Sly says, not even gonna lie, was some disrespect thinking we beat Lamar with DTR. Well, the only reason we thought that is because we saw Gardner Minshew be able to beat him at home with the Colts, but a lot went wrong for Baltimore in that game. Today, Lamar's playing much better. This offense looks a lot better. They're not playing in crazy rain like they were before. So it's just, hey, you're getting one of Lamar's best games of the season, and he's doing a number on you, you know? And on top of that, you don't have your elite, well, you're hopefully elite quarterback, but you don't have Deshaun, you don't have Nick Chubb, and that's a huge problem. It's a huge problem. Nobody loses their best two players on offense, and it's fine, especially when it's a quarterback plus somebody else. It looks like it. That's just the truth. And somebody in the chat saying, oh, we should play Deshaun Watson today. Okay, let me ask you this question, person in chat or people in chat that think this. What if you play Deshaun Watson today? He takes a hit, and that shoulder injury that would have made him miss a week and the bye week turns into a labrum that makes him miss 6 weeks. Now you're in the situation you are in today for 2 months. The season's actually over at that point. But if he just misses this week and you drop a game and you go to 2-2 and you go to the bye week, you really don't sacrifice anything. So it doesn't make sense to sit here and be like, oh, we know that this offense looks bad if Deshaun and Nick Chubb's not playing, so we should play Deshaun and risk him getting re-injured or aggravating that injury to be even worse. And the fact that they held him out, that's definitely what they think is the case, because if it were just pain, they would recommend he play. So why would you want more of this, or potentially give yourself an opportunity to get more of this? You can not care what I'm saying. You could be mad and throw a little hissy fit if you want to, but don't tell me that doesn't make sense to you. Like, tell me that don't make sense. And if you don't think it makes sense, then explain to me why. Boy, the Colts are having a rough day. Colts are having a rough day. Hold on, I gotta pick up my remote. It's rough. It sucks. I know everybody's upset watching this, but also it's a game. It's one game. Hey, look, the wins only count for one win. In the one win or one loss, the wins only count for one win. So you got to control how much you react to them. And the same thing for the losses. At the end of the day, this don't count as 3 losses. This counts as 1. So if they can't come back and win this game, which it's going to be an uphill battle. I'm not going to lie to you. Like 21-3 on the Baltimore Ravens when your offenses look like how they have, hey, man, it's going to be an uphill battle. Yeah, I know people want this offense to get it together, but be honest with you, I don't know if there's much to get together at this point. They're down their 2 best players. It looks like it.
He's running the football, of course, but he was 16 of 17, and the only incompletion was just a deep shot at the end of the first half, like a Hail Mary attempt. He was clean.
Yeah, Posix out.
Has his guys up 21-7 here.
I think pressure too. You mentioned the team coming out of that. I think you've got to do something to disrupt the rhythm. Change the timing on Justin Fields right now.
They bring pressure here with Singleton coming. He gets to the 41-yard line. AJ, how about an injury update?
Andrew, I can tell you that Broncos running back Javonte Williams has been ruled out with a hip injury. So
now the good news is if you look at the rest of the divisional games, you're not really losing much here, because I think what Baltimore is up, but the Bengals are down, and so are the Steelers. Let's look at the NFL scores. Let's go around the league so we can calm the fuck down a little bit. DTR playing like Kenny Pickett, but he's our backup. There's worse positions you could be in. Like, at least we know that we're playing like this because our starters hurt. All right, so the Vikings are down, and nobody cares about that. The Bengals are down 24-3 against the Titans. You remember that Titans defense that was so trash? That's why that's why Deshaun had that good game. Right now, Joe Burrow 9 of 17, 77 yards. So maybe that defense wasn't that terrible. Just something to think about. Ryan Tannehill, 11 of 16, 181 touchdown in that game. They're up 24-0. What's Derrick Henry doing in that game? 10 carries, 72 yards and touchdown. Interesting, given how everybody talked about that one. We know that the Browns are down 21-3. We see Dolphins down 14-31. The Bears are up 21-7 on the Broncos. The Broncos might get Caleb Williams if they have a pick. I don't even know if they have a pick. Commanders, Eagles. That's nobody cares about that one. Steelers, Texans. The Texans are up 16-0. My bad. Kenny Pickett 9 of 14, 35 yards, 1 interception. Interesting. Very interesting. Browns down 21-3. Lamar having a hell of a game. And also, we got to give Lamar his respect. Hell of a game he's playing. 10 of 12, 146, 3 touchdowns because he's thrown 1, ran for 2. Hey, Lamar is being Lamar Jackson on us. That looked like MVP Lamar Jackson to me. So he's a hell of a force to deal with, and he's giving us hell right now. That's for sure. That's for absolute sure. I don't know enough to defend the play calling. I don't know. I can't tell you if the play calling has been bad because I haven't been able to see what's open, what's not downfield, what's DTR's fault, what's not his fault. You can say things like, oh, we should throw more screens, but you don't really want to throw a ton of screens when you feel like Roquan Smith is out there and he's one of the better linebackers in football, especially like at that stuff, right? Where you want to get Roquan is lining up David Njoku over him and kind of running routes towards him, but that's something you wanted to do if Deshaun was in there. Now DTR is in there, you can't really do that. So, the screen stuff, like it seems cool, but that would get blown up too. They're pretty fast on the perimeter and they know how to handle that. So I don't think throwing a million screens would save your life here. Look, the problem isn't anything that they're calling or not calling on the field. The problem is very obvious. They don't have Deshaun Watson. They don't have Nick Chubb. We can try to parse it out and act like how we can make it better. But at this point, we know what the issue is. It's like wondering about somebody's diet, if that put them in the hospital, when we see a big stab wound on their chest. We know what's obviously causing the stress. It's the fact that you don't have Nick Chubb, you don't have Deshaun Watson, both of your safety blankets are out, and you're basically running 2 rookies out there. You're basically running some young guys, like the second half of your preseason offense out there. That's the problem. You can tell Kevin to adjust. You can tell that's like, but again, it's like trying to give advice about somebody's diet when they're sitting there in front of you with a stab wound. The problem ain't the diet right now. Like, is the diet not the greatest? Sure. But like the problem is that there's a big stab wound and the Browns have a big stab wound. They don't have Nick Chubb. They don't have Deshaun Watson. Oh my God says, how many teams come back on the Browns in the second half, one in the past? Maybe we can flip the script. I believe go Dogs. But you got to give your hat off to the Baltimore Ravens. They're coaching a better football game. They're calling a better football game, and they're playing a better football game. And I know that they have an advantage because, again, the Browns don't have the two best players on offense. But still, you know, got to execute, and they're executing at a very high level. So shout out to them. They're a hell of a football team, and they're playing very good football right now. It's up to the Browns to be able to find a way to match it, and it's going to be tough as hell, man. It's going to be tough. But what you can do is take it one drive at a time and just try to get 7.
They want to attack you, so you have to attack them. There has to be the attack mentality, not just sit back necessarily and let them dictate.
When you heard him say that to us, did you have a little Herb Brooks vibe? Miracle? A little bit. The only way that you beat the Russians, you don't play, you attack them back. And that's what it felt like what John Harbaugh was saying. You cannot be passive with them.
Fine, we're down our 2 best players, so give me something to be optimistic about if I'm going to try and watch the rest of this game.
Is never a miracle.
I don't know. They're going to have to give you something to be optimistic about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for this game, I don't know what to do with that. Like, that's going to be up to whether they can execute at a higher level. And, you know, take one drive at a time, try to get some points here. If they get some points here, hopefully you play some more defense. You get the ball back. Maybe something bounces your way. You get more points.
All right.
Just got to finish the game. Got to play these last 2 quarters out because why not, right?
Run, and he's trying to lateral to someone and created a play that we would run at the Turkey Bowl in the backyard, and it didn't work. Got a penalty.
Hey, tight too high.
See if he's calmed down, as Evan Washburn described. See if they can get Baltimore on their heels at all.
Johnson Robinson has some time. Pitching.
Take what's there.
Not much there for Jerome Ford. And they'll pick up 4 yards. Roquan Smith with the tackle. We asked Roquan, how do you start fast on defense? Everybody always talks about starting fast. He said, you hit him in the mouth, get a 3 and out, and then that sets the tone for the game. We felt that a bit for this Baltimore defense.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hitting, and for them to get them back on their heels, what type of play can Cleveland create as we look at the numbers of Roquan Smith? And boy, what the numbers have shown since he came to Baltimore, their defensive improvement.
Oh, you got it. Just run it.
Thompson Robinson directing traffic, bounces off the tackler, and gets the first down. So that's where
here you go. Good play. Derek says we're getting out coached. The Ravens got a lot of players out too. Hey man, the Ravens don't have Lamar Jackson out. They have Mark Andrews. They have their best players. We don't. I don't care how many numbers of guys there. It's like Odell Beckham's not a big name for them anymore. It's a 3rd wide receiver. We clearly know the problem here.
That's a big time play.
If this were happening with Isaiah Likely and Tyler Huntley, I would be concerned.
Well, we talked to Roquan Smith, asked him about what Queen has done. He said, man, what a difference from last year to this year. Amazing how much he's grown and how much they bonded.
Yeah, they send a blitz there. I mean, Ford picks it up. He just gets beat by Queen.
Queen, what did we talk about all the time? His speed, right? Remember last year we talked about John Harbaugh? He said there's Patrick Queen's speed that we talk about.
And that's not good.
It's not just speed. That play was.
Is that Posick again?
He ran right through the attempted block by running back Jerome Ford to put the quarterback down.
Yeah, everybody else wears 70 something. That's Posick, right?
A moment.
Everything I did.
I didn't even know Posick went back into the game. I thought he was out.
High risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider for cold.
The 3 for Me only at Chili's serves up bottomless drinks, bottomless chips and salsa, and an entree with sides starting at just $10.99. Wait, $10.99? Oh, someone's gonna get in trouble for this one. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Chili's baby back ribs. Yeah, Huntley's way better than DTR. I mean, Huntley's not a rookie, right? I think he's not a rookie. So you would assume. But let's be honest here. The issue isn't who's playing instead of Deshaun Watson. Josh Dobbs will be getting smoked right now too. The issue is Deshaun Watson cannot play today, right? And again, that goes down to I think they've been taking way too many risks with the health at the quarterback position. They've been running these guys way too, or they've been running Deshaun way too much, especially into situations where he's going to take massive hits and the body's going to break down if you keep doing that to it. Deshaun's been holding on to the ball too long, taking way too many hits outside the pocket. I mean, like Kevin and Deshaun have to get together this week during the bye week and understand the importance of them keeping Deshaun healthy. And Deshaun has to understand that. He has to start sliding. He has to start getting rid of the ball. He has to stop taking so many sacks. He has to stop taking so many hits. He just has to.
They come through the line.
Because you can put anybody in here, any backup you want to put in here. It doesn't change what the result of the game is. By the way, Coop flashed open. He just didn't see it. But again, it's DTR. He's not going to see that.
The first half with a chest injury. So Posick is in the 10.
He can't fit that ball in there in the NFL, DTR. You just can't.
Now it's 3rd and 21.
You just can't.
Second big play by Roquan Smith this game in terms of pass
It's
coverage.
not a window you have the arm strength to hit. That is a Deshaun window, not a DTR window.
Receivers off. They're looking defenders off. He's just staring him down in the middle of the field. Roquan Smith just reacts to his eyes. And if the ball goes, he makes a play.
Oh, is he about to throw a pick?
Cooper. 0 catches. 3rd and 21. Take drop. Spin move. Elusive. Thompson Robinson.
Let's get rid of it. Oh, God.
The Browns jump on with Jedrick Wills Jr. So they avoid utter disaster deep in their own territory, but that was on 3rd down, so they will now punt it as Clowney had a beat on Thompson Robinson.
And one of the tough things for mobile quarterbacks is to know when a play is over and end it. Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of the pocket. This play has no chance. Throw it over the sideline near a receiver and call it a day. But mobile quarterbacks always think they can get out of stuff, and oftentimes they do not.
It's a loss of 18 play for Horkins. Held by Duvernay. Got some room to work. Duvernay into Cleveland territory and scoots out of bounds just short of the 45. Lamar Jackson operating with a lead, 21-3.
Yeah, at this point, you got to take DTR out for his own good. Yeah, you got to take him out for his own good. Yeah, this cannot be helpful towards his development. This is not a helpful development game for him. Just not. So I think for his own good, you got to just take him out at this point. Put PJ in. Let somebody else take these snaps. Hey, man, there were people who are all kind of delusional about this DTR thing. And hey, man, everybody wanted to believe that he could, but it's not. It's just at this point, we know where this movie is going. And I just think it's not helpful for him to be out there. Let's just sit the kid. Let him learn from this experience. There's more than enough for him to learn from. At this point, he's just not going to. It's not healthy for anybody to have him out there. So I would put PJ on. Like, I think at this point, just let the veteran come in there. I still remember someone trying to tell me that DTR could take over. He's a 5th rounder that needs more time that would ever happen. Yeah, It's true.
Oh, presented by Progressive Insurance. Lamar Jackson doing it himself with a touchdown run, and then the accuracy of Mark Andrews. Jackson, bada bing. He liked it.
Hey, man, at least you don't have to deal with people talking about how Deshaun should be benched for DTR anymore. That's done. That's done. That is out.
And Dorian Thompson-Robinson realizing this is not the preseason anymore.
Those are not pictures he wanted to look at without Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator.
DTR was terrific in the preseason for Cleveland. A lot of excitement. And off comes Edwards. He'll wear down a defense with his style. Edwards is whistled down as he crosses the 45 after the gain of 2.
So there's the QB1 trying to give the benefits of his wisdom and experience to QB2. But I think I come back to what Evan Washburn told us in the half. His inability to be calm at the beginning of the game, and then things just kept accelerating on it.
Yeah, the game looked fast as hell to him right now. Look, playing a division game in the AFC North as your first game as an NFL quarterback, that was just always going to be a tough axe.
Throwing the ball. Disabled it, picks it up, and recovers with the pass.
Oh, fumble.
Outside by Aguilar and hit at the 40, gain of 4.
Was he down?
Ryan Lamar, this Ravens offense continued to produce despite the injuries. The latest now, Morgan Moses, right tackle. It's a shoulder injury listed as questionable. No sign of him on the sideline right now. So they're down their right and left tackle, but still moving the ball.
Yeah, Ronnie Stanley, they were hoping to get him back this week, but now they're focusing on next week. They'll be at Pittsburgh for
Mighty Mulatto says, do you think Trey Lance does any better here? No.
The left tackle, give him some help at times, and other times you run plays in their direction and try and slow them down.
So a lay in there at right tackle. Now we get a timeout at the 10:48 mark of the third. Jackson heading over. We asked him about the new offense, Todd Monken, and he said, really, the transition has been just terminology.
Dog Pound Backer says, I don't know if this was said earlier, just tuned in. If what was said earlier. I'm trying to look for if he said anything before. I can't find it.
Better.
They call it progressive, right?
Yes.
And you know Lamar Jackson, see the wristband that he wears with play calls?
Jackson needs 4 yards.
No. Short.
I was talking about that wristband that he's wearing. Do you know how they helped him learn the offense in preseason and in camp? No wristband. Just call it and go.
They're going to go for it?
So let's see what you can internalize. If you're not looking down and using the wristband as the crutch, let's see if you really learn the offense and try to force feed him. And then, of course, during the season, you don't take any risks with it. You have it out there so it's easier to call.
We're going to go for it on 4th and 1 here. Ball spotted at the 37.
They're going to try to get us to jump.
Practice. Lamar Jackson really enjoyed being the point guard. That's how they approach the offense. They need 1 yard to keep the drive moving. Follow Ricard. Jackson, he knows he's got it. Leans in for the first down. Brent Delpit was there to greet him.
And oftentimes, if you're going to run the ball, you follow number 42, Patrick Ricard, to the ball. They use him for that, understand their tendencies, and broke it with a bootleg on the backside with Lamar Jackson. And now guys are going to want to talk about things a little bit right now. The frustration's starting to come out.
Well, Baltimore took exception to the hit from Delpit on Jackson. And then Mark Andrews was the first one there to make sure that they were protecting their guy.
Yeah, don't hurt the baby now, whatever you do. But you notice how Lamar Jackson was intelligent?
Man, this offense finds a way to, like, turn the ball over, though, once every game in, like, some of the oddest ways possible.
Top line of scrimmage is the 35. Jackson, 177 total yards, 150 through the air. From the gun, Jackson.
Oboe.
First one Okoronkwo. Then he got some help. It's a loss of 7 on the play.
Got it from the Houston Texans. He's just going to come off the side. And Daniel Falalele, number 77, doesn't get enough of him initially. And Okoronkwo uses leverage to go below and speed to accelerate past Falalele to get to the quarterback. Okoronkwo coming from Houston, previously with the Los Angeles Rams.
It was a 5th-round pick in 2018. And certainly brings some pop at that pass rushing spot. It's not a big deal. 3 years, 19 million. Jackson.
Good.
Edwards hit immediately. But you had Owusu Koromoa first there, and then Cleveland just locks in.
All right, 3rd and 21. Yeah, he just absolutely destroys him.
Patrick McCarron, he can't get enough of it. And fortunately, was smart enough to let it go and not get called for a holding penalty. But you also risk your quarterback gets hit from the backside.
3rd and 21. Side package here for Cleveland. Jackson will go.
Miles.
Jackson flips it. Incomplete ball was deflected. Miles Garrett was the one that got into the pocket on Lamar Jackson.
That's a tandem. Garrett got into the.
Is Miles hurt?
And then Maurice Hurst almost popped the ball up in the air where they might.
Looks like he's holding his ankle.
Takeaway.
Now, something's going on here, though, with Garrett. They were trying to help him up.
And he's like, no. Let me stay down.
Looks like he's trying to stretch his hip.
Athletic training staff is on to check on Myles Garrett.
There's Garrett as he has firm grasp of it. And the guy bends down over his leg.
Oh, he got a stinger. Yeah, it's just a stinger.
Off season and flexibility for Myles.
Yeah, it's just a stinger.
So it's the left leg, lower leg. So upper ankle that they're checking right now. Myles is a major athlete, prides himself as a terrific basketball player as well. And
Yeah, he just rolled his ankle a little bit.
flexibility comes into play. He knew it right away that that's not the way the leg's supposed to go. But he's up. And he is walking it off now to the Cleveland sideline.
Lamar Jackson, fortunate when he made that flip. That ball hits Maurice Hurst, number 90. He pops it in the air. That almost became.
But a bye week couldn't come at a better time.
So this will be the 4th punt of the day for Jordan Stout. Donovan Peoples-Jones waiting at the 9-yard line for Cleveland. No rush. Stout trying to place it. He does. Fair catch.
Man, DPJ confuses me because sometimes he doesn't catch stuff at like the 20, but then he'll get within the 10 and start catching stuff. Like, that's the least of our problems today. That's a good one. All right, DTR, man. I at this point just like have a normal drive. Like that's all. Like have a normal drive. Don't almost die out there. I don't know. It's been a very, very disencouraging game for him. But he's not your starter, and it's obvious why. Bye week looks good though. It looks like a good week to have your bye week, don't it? Oh my goodness. Whew. I mean, this is like to be honest, it makes sense that today is the day that they're enshrining Joe Thomas into the Hall of Fame, because nothing encapsulates Joe Thomas's run. His unfortunate run with quarterbacks is a Cleveland Brown as this. This is a throwback Joe Thomas day. Like, this is the type of quarterback play Joe Thomas was forced to block for. So it makes 100%. sense that this is the game he will get, because for whatever reason that man has the worst luck of all time in a Cleveland Browns uniform. Played his job tremendously, did his job tremendously, but it makes so much sense. So much sense. Corey Dye says, I don't understand. I get this is a bad week. Teams do that. We'll be okay. We all knew it would be tough. People saying the season over. Man, people say the season over when a team gets a first down. Like there are just people who are going to say the season's over because we're just an extremely reactionary culture at this point. Like, that's just how it is. It's just people are super reactionary. Everything's either the end of the world or the start of a new one. It's never just like, hey, good, hey, bad. You know what I mean? So that's just people being reactionary. And on the internet, you're going to get a lot of that. It's a bad day. Nobody's going to lie to you about that. It's a no good, bad, horrible day. I don't think the Browns going to be able to do anything to make that any different today. It just is what it is.
That's 1 week after holding Tennessee to 94 yards. Thompson Robinson.
Good Lord. I don't think that was who it was intended for.
First catch of the day. Chance of Coop from this Browns crowd. 16 yards through the air.
That was good movement by Dorian Thompson Robinson. And then a nice sharp throw to the sideline. And nice screen by Elijah Moore on the backside to make sure the defender can't get involved.
Play whistle dead. Thompson Robinson looking to drip back and throw it. Here's Brad Allen.
Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Push down.
That's Wills. 10th overall pick in 2020. So Garrett out of the tent, back with his teammates along the sideline. Browns defense tested today, going against Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. 248 yards for Baltimore. 124 on the ground. Shotgun. Thompson Robinson steps up, delivers them in field.
Had Elijah Moore in the middle of the field. Don't know what he saw there that made him go sideline there, but he had Elijah Moore for a much easier throw in the middle of the field. Decides to go with that one. That's a bad decision. There was something open there. Yeah, Elijah Moore is open there in the middle of the field. I don't know what made him go there.
Hamilton.
Hey, man, he's a rookie.
Or deliver the big...
It's obvious to me he's a rookie, and this game is moving at light speed right now.
Again, playing for Denver, has made his way back and has been ultra dependable at the corner here in the early going for Baltimore. Marlon Humphrey's been out this season.
Second and 15. Thompson Robinson, step and throw. Hot one handled by Moore. A tackle made, pushing and shoving at the end of the play. Moore lost his helmet. Roquan Smith and David Njoku exchanging some pleasantries.
So David Njoku reads the newspaper then.
Mm-hmm.
What was that Roquan said that he and the Ravens plan to do coming here?
Well, basically, I watched the press conference.
Oh, yeah. The headline was...
Yeah, that should be a penalty, right? Hands to the face. So you can't just take off somebody's helmet.
Kids embarrass you, whatever it might be. But it was a follow-up to another answer. It was in the flow. He was smiling. Context.
Got a first down.
Was definitely taken out of context. Jerome Ford.
The Browns had wanted to use him for bulletin board material, and now there's a little frustration. So sometimes things pop up, and Roquan Smith's been in the middle of a lot of plays today, as he usually is.
And Ford limping a bit. And he didn't get the first down. Very close, but...
How did he not give us that? He clearly got it.
You're sitting here, I know people would debate, do you go for it, do you punt it away? I think if you're trying to win the football game, you're trying to find
he
any
got
kind of
that.
mark here. And with the score where it is, you do go for it.
And he will. Harrison Bryant. Enough for a first down. So 5.5 to go in this third quarter. Cleveland will have a new set of downs to work with at the 35-yard line. Bryant has now been a part of this package. The tight end who will get the football on a direct snap.
And you're seeing that around the league, aren't you, Ryan, where people are taking the quarterback out of the sneak and using a bigger player on those sorts of plays.
So he punt down in there.
He doesn't get the edge. They do a great job scraping there by Jadeveon Clowney, who's really been playing well today. Corey Dot says, this is why I like your content. You're a legit fan. It's the NFL. 95% of the athletes deserve to be here. You will have bad days. Nobody is 17-0. Yeah. Hey, there's no way Miles touches the field again, right? Like
Roquan Smith, Marcus Williams, when he's healthy, but also said they'll give you a bunch of different looks. Thompson Robbins.
oh, goodness gracious, kid. Okay, got out of bounds.
Two occasions where it looked like he was down. Matabike is going to get credit for it. So a sack.
There he is, 92. And it goes right there, and that's where the knee's down.
Knees down.
Nice job by the officials detecting that as he got up and tried to get rid of it.
Yeah, they're teeing off on you now. I mean, they see blood, they're teeing off.
Trying to spin his way out for Matabike, but the left knee goes down and hits the turf.
So that's a loss, 13. Shotgun. That ball deflected, nearly intercepted. Njoku, the intended receiver. Queen got a
Yeah, he's just guessing. Yeah.
Field across the 35. And that's where Baltimore will set up shop. 48-yard kick. 8-yard return. Ravens currently in.
Let's see what the scores are around the league right now. Let's see. Open YouTube TV.
Opening YouTube TV.
So we know what this Raven Brown score is. Titans still up 27-3 on the Bengals going into the fourth. So the Bengals will be 1-3 if that score holds. What's going on in Pittsburgh?
It's that easy.
6-16 with the Texans, who have the ball here, 4th and 9, so they're punting. Well, they're punting or kicking a field goal. No, they're on their own 42.
On groceries and school supplies. The cash back to save on gas and grow our small businesses. And travel miles we use to make memories. The so-called Credit Card Competition Act would eliminate credit card reward.
Corey Roberts says, I feel a pick 6 coming up next series. Remember this? Are you talking about the Browns offense or the Browns defense getting a pick 6? Because let me tell you, it's not a difficult prediction to say, hey, DTR might throw a pick 6. It's really not. He's thrown almost like 4 of them. It's been a bad game for him. And I think he's guessing. To be honest with you, none of his reads make sense from a first glance. He's just guessing. And this happens when the game's moving fast and you don't feel like you can adjust to it, and you're trying to hit windows that you used to be able to hit in the preseason and they're not there. You start guessing, right? And this makes sense.
Idea of pressuring Lamar Jackson today, good thought process, but he upped his game and changed his numbers.
4:01 to go in the third. Baltimore up 21-3 on Cleveland. Melvin Gordon in there.
Good job, Grant.
Up the middle, back to the line of scrimmage, a gain And a half-yard hit by Shelby Harris downstairs to Evan Washburn.
Well, I just wanted to update on Miles Garrett. We saw him land awkwardly on that left leg the previous series. Has his helmet on right now. He's on the sideline. I'm told he's available. No injury designation, but he was working through that left leg and that lower.
Corey Roberts says Browns defense.
Available to go back in. Taki on the other hand, defensively dealing with cramps. He's
Yep, we saw him during the timeout heading to the locker room, Evan. Okoronkwo in there for Garrett. Golden stays in there for Baltimore.
Hey, is that Shelby Harris, TFL?
The top on the field right now, the leg injury that Evan described, maybe they use him more as a DPR, a designated pass rusher.
Hey, Pat Ricard wanted all the smoke until he realized Myles Garrett was behind him trying to move him. And he was like, oh, never mind. Jacob says DTR may never recover from this. Hey, man, quarterbacks have horrible games all the time and they recover. This is just a horrible game for him, right? This is his welcome to the NFL moment. Every rookie in any professional sports league has it because it's different.
Jackson flips it to the outside.
He's short.
First down, Duvernay.
Another sharp accurate throw by Jackson.
Mike Wack says, I want to say thank God we're at least not the I just want to say at least we're not the Broncos. Yeah, it could be worse. It could be so much worse.
Coaching and his thinking and old school works very often. 21-3 lead. Defense playing so well against a rookie quarterback. Play some field position. No need to press it here and go for it out near midfield and possibly give Cleveland a little bit of life.
Fifth punt of the day for Stout. He's averaging 46.8 yards per kick, along with 59.
Got another one here from Gagans who says defense coming back to earth, other injuries. I don't even think the defense is coming back from earth. I think the Ravens had a couple of good drives, like one or two. But outside of that, like it's been shut down city for them. The offense is just giving the Ravens offense way too many possessions. That's just it. This defense is still very good. But unfortunately, DTR is playing. I mean, like, we thought Deshaun played bad against Pittsburgh. This recalibrates what you think is a bad game. Raider says the only fan base I know that after every loss says the season over, call for everybody's job. Yeah.
Right? For that division for a few years now, they were so happy to have someone else in headlines. Kind of sneak in there a little bit. And oh, by the way, remember us?
Late third quarter here in Cleveland. Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting for the injured Deshaun Watson. Jerome Ford.
They called a hold.
Is forced out of bounds.
Well, the good news is that you're already in a goal, so it's only going to be like a 3-yard penalty. Let this be a lesson to y'all DW4 haters saying to go with DTR. Oh, no football. Deshaun is way different caliber. Yeah, Josh, I would get those receipts after Deshaun has a stretch of good games, though. Like, let's not get these receipts early. You know what I mean? It just sounds like coping at this point. Like, we know DTR should. No sane person was saying that. So, yeah. Now we know.
Shotgun Thompson-Robinson on his own end zone.
Thank you for that, Mark.
Across the 10 for a 9-yard pickup through the air, tackled by Roquan Smith.
Good throw, good catch. But look how fast Baltimore closes on almost every play. That's Roquan Smith coming from the middle of the field all the way out to the flat to put him down here to bring up a second down.
Second down and 3. 4. Trying to work it to the inside.
Motion giving this defense problems? No, it's not the motion that's giving the defense an issue or that gave the defense an issue in the second quarter. It was just they were doing some counter plays, right? They were pretty much baiting the Browns to go downhill one way and then running the other, and that worked for a little while. They fixed that. Just take it.
First down throw, Ford. He was upended at the 17-yard line, but that'll move the chains with 28 seconds to play in the third. And there is a potential injury to Millette.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
Around New Orleans
Well, are we going into quarter break?
Pittsburgh.
We're going into quarter break.
Memphis back at 20.
I'll be back. I'm using the bathroom. Maybe getting some water too. Roquan is not all over the field today. Not at all. Roquan dropped 2 easy interceptions straight to his chest.
Show that you're worthy of being on the 53 and see legitimate playing time.
I think it's an excellent observation because the practice squad used to be developmental,
Yes.
right? Young guys trying to bring along projects, but having those veterans there in the second part of the practice squad is it essentially an extension of the 53.
Mm-hmm.
They practice every day. They're in all the meetings. They do everything. So when a guy's down or you have to elevate a guy late, he's actually worked on the game plan all week long as a regular member of the squad.
Kevon Seymour now in. 7 seconds left. Darting run. Thompson Robinson with a flag down back at the 13. Wyatt Teller back there shrugging his shoulders.
Pleading his case. I don't think he's going to win this one.
And TCR just got the word.
Offense for 77. After the Super Bowl, first down.
He was one of the most remarkable stories going into the 2020 season. COVID had hit. No one was together in camp at all. And he worked out on his own and added 16 pounds of muscle, reshaped his body, and became a Pro Bowl player that season and has continued to be one since.
2-time Pro Bowler that's called on the penalty, and that's how the third quarter ends here in Cleveland.
It's a minute to the kick. What's up, Dave? And it's not a kickoff without the small places that make game day big. So raise your glass and kick off a crowd.
For your crispy wraps, eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99.
Whopper.
It's in one hand. Have it your way.
You.
Again, the issue isn't let's see what we can get here.
I like to call them.
Hey.
What about those nuggies?
Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Then you go to Dave & Buster's for sports and $5 bites, but we had a parent-teacher conference. So we made a trade.
Will is failing math.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Yeah, I remember Do It For Chubb said something really ignorant earlier, so we're going to keep him banned.
Pick. Brandon Stephen to the right spot. Takes it himself for a touchdown. AFC North clash today in Cleveland. It's the Ravens 21, the Browns 3 as we start the fourth quarter.
What down is it?
30 yards after a quiet first quarter.
First and 18.
Has not gotten its offensive gear all day. Backup quarterback rookie Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA stepping in for the injured Deshaun Watson, and he gets crunched by Broderick Washington inside the 5. The Ravens flock today defensively.
And watching work from inside over the guard, Joel Bitonio just pushed and pushed, and then Robinson ran right to him. able to stay square to line of scrimmage, and then he goes and makes a play. And that's something that the Ravens have been looking for. A little bit more out of Broderick Washington, who came into this game with one tackle and one quarterback hurry. Got a little bit more out of him on that play.
Second and long. Thompson Robinson out of his own end zone. Look at
Just run.
it. Gets out of there. Now he's just run. Hit from behind. Banged down at the 16 by Malik Harrison. 13 yards scramble for DTR.
And boy, it's tough iron when this offensive line gets into a position where everybody.
Hey, DeJuan Jones blocked like 4 people. DeJuan Jones blocked like 4 people on that one. That's impressive.
Of it, play after play after play, difficult for them. And Baltimore's taking advantage.
So now it's 3rd and 11 early in this fourth quarter. Thompson Robinson, 15 of 25, 110 yards, a pick. He's got 24 yards on the ground. Deep drop.
Hit while he threw it. Yeah.
Nobody home. Roquan Smith got in on the quarterback. That threw the timing off for Doring and Thompson Robinson. It's 4th down. So, another Hawkins gone. This time he's standing just inside the 1, and the play wasn't that flag thrown on the receiving end of the field. Did Baltimore have one too many players out
12
there?
players on the field on the defense. Information. It's a 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
And that really isn't a major surprise. Baltimore's not going to like it for themselves. But for the injuries they've had, they've been watching them took out the first half. A lot of injuries have hurt their special teams. So who's up, who's out, who's in? That's made things very difficult for them as they've gone along trying to fill in with guys who have been hurt.
So 12 men on the field.
They should go for it.
Special teams, which normally the Ravens are among the best. Consistently, that is where John Harbaugh helped make his name as a special teams coordinator in Philadelphia. But yes, the depth has been tested. Now Cleveland's going to go for it after the penalty. Instead of punting it away, they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. They're down 21-3.
Oh, Kenny Pickett got taken out. And did we false start?
They just false start themselves out of an opportunity.
That's happened a lot today. That's usually, look, when you haven't had a ton of false starts all season and then a new quarterback comes in and now you're having a ton of false starts, unfortunately, that's another symptom of having a rookie in there, because that means that the cadence is funky. He's not getting out clear, or he's hesitant on the cadence. The cadence is fucked up, basically, is what I'm saying. Yeah, Chubb, you probably did something. I don't ban people for no reason.
Marquez, it bounces at the 41 and goes out of bounds.
Icon of the Seas, arriving 2024.
AFC's $20 fill box.
Making a chicken with KFC's $20 fill-up box.
Hey, but you know what, Browns fans? You know what makes us happier? Well, you know what can make us feel better? Is celebrating the failures of your peers. You know what I mean? Like, that's what can make you feel better. And right now, the Titans are still up 27-3 on the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Steelers are still down by 10 to the Texans, and Kenny Pickett just went out the game. I don't know if that helps or hurt them. I didn't even set my fantasy rosters today. I'm gonna be honest with you. So they're probably dookie. So that's that. Feels better.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by NyQuil, the nighttime sniffling sneezing best sleep with a cold medicine. Devo, how doers get more done. And by the U.S. Army, the all you can be.
Hats off to one of the all-time greats, Joe Thomas, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I blame Joe Thomas for this.
Ring of honor time today. Joe celebrating his career, receiving his ring of excellence from the Hall
Good
of
for
Fame.
Joe.
10
Is my fantasy team doing okay, brother? I doubt it.
snaps for Joe Thomas before suffering the career-ending injury in 2017.
So you see a better load management for Joe Thomas?
I don't think so. I don't think that was.
Hello.
Gus Edwards gets the carry for a loss of 2 on the play. Okoronkwo with the tackle. Joe has his whole family in town, enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Cleveland.
All right.
If you're a Browns enthusiast,
Hey, defense done a good job the whole third quarter. Let's see if they continue that. See how often they play Miles, too.
second down to 12. Checks it on again. Edwards.
Good defense.
Side, thrown down.
Ooh, are you okay, Walk?
Cut by his own teammate.
All right.
Appears to be okay. It's going to be third down for Baltimore. Well, for Watson, the other part of the equation was he really was coming off his best game as a Brown. Well, we asked Kevin Stefanski about it. He said last week, offensively, the team was effective. They were efficient. They were explosive. The protection was excellent. A lot of E-words. And Deshaun's decision-making was outstanding. Didn't get a chance to see it this afternoon. 3rd and 10. Jackson on the move. Jackson will throw it away. Taking any chances here. Playing the right way. Just
there you go.
At this point, if you're Baltimore, you've got the big lead. You're going against the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, defense had one bad quarter, it looks like, so I'm not worried about them. We know why the offense looks terrible today. Again, hey, not having your franchise quarterback's going to do that to you. That's the difference. Houston now 23-6 on Pittsburgh.
So Odell Beckham and Rashad Bateman, Ronnie Stanley, Morgan Moses went down in this game. Flag down.
They're going to have a chance to get a better punt here.
Out of bounds, just across the 15.
Bruh, if you don't like me for whatever reason, just say that, but accusing me of something ain't right. Yeah, you accused Deshaun Watson of faking an injury, and you know I don't play around with that. That's what you did, Chubb. That's what you did. You were out here talking about a fake injury and how he was faking it, and I'm just not going to have that bullshit in my chat. Straight up. Now, if you want to make a new account and not do that bullshit, then I'm not going to ban that account. I don't know who you are. But as far as that, like, you know, I'm not going to tolerate people spreading bullshit like that in the chat. You already know. I have a strict policy on stuff like that. No trolling, no spamming, none of that shit. And if you at me with some bullshit, which you did, you get blocked. It ain't nothing personal. I'm going to enforce the policy on everybody. Like, if I see it, it gets blocked. And brother, I'm just going to give you some advice right now. you would do better to take things less personal in your life. Because if you taking this personal, you must take a lot of things that ain't personal. It ain't always about you. Ain't nobody think about you like that. And you need to learn that lesson now. So you make a new account. I don't know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? I'm not about to look for you. I ain't got no problem with you. But just in general, you would do a lot better if you would take things less personal. Because I've seen people ruin their lives by taking everything personal. It ain't always personal. It's rarely ever personal. Ain't nobody think about you like that. The second you understand that, the second you'll find more peace. Because what the hell you doing talking about I don't like you because of that? It's stupid. Oh, gosh. You know what this game is good for? You know what we're at? We're at multi-view portions of this game, man. Like, we need to bring up the multi-view. Does any of these multi-views have all the AFC North games right now? Yes, there is one. Multi-view session, AFC North games and the red zone. I think the Browns have officially gotten multi-view status. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to keep them up. You know what I mean? I'll still watch the game and all. But I'm not going to lie. They're going to be in the multi-view box. Let's keep it real here.
8 straight seasons. They've had a winning record through 3 weeks. So there's been a consistency, of course, with John Harbaugh's team.
Okay, good run. Good run.
Keeps those legs.
Oh, my God. Joe Burrow just taking nasty hits today. Goodness.
A tough day for the rookie out of UCLA, Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Ended up having to get the start when Deshaun Watson's shoulder wouldn't allow him to play today. That's one of those days where if you want to be an NFL player, but that's a tough way to break in.
And that's why you don't run these screens, because that's what Roquan's really good at.
To the feed to 4.
Thanks for the great coverage, Q, as usual. Best in the biz. Thank you, Troll Hunter.
Lang tells you why he was an all-pro last year, Pro Bowl player.
Yeah, something happened to DeJuan Jones on the play.
Oh, no.
Immediately blew the whistle to make sure that the athletic training staff came over to tend to Jones.
Yeah, multi-view. Chat, let me know if multi-view is on for you, because I'm telling you right now, we in the multi-view section of this game.
Had to bring in James Hudson, number 66 at right tackle.
So swing tackle. James Hudson III, now in his 3rd year, played at Cincinnati. In there at right tackle. Thompson-Robinson makes the connection to 4. And a flag down. That one played out in real time. Patrick Queen was looking at the official as the play was made.
Like, don't throw it.
Don't.
He was trying to say his hand was on the mat and not grasping.
Face man, 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty on that first half.
Walter Flowers, the line judge, is like, well, I saw it a little bit differently than you did. Let's take a look. And yes, see the grasp? And then he released, but he did have the face mask initially.
The Bengals going for a 4th and 13 here.
So quick to the football has Baltimore been.
Goodness.
State long and traditionally.
They are just letting Joe Burrow get destroyed.
Through 3 weeks, second in the NFL, only New England with more. Catch made, Joku carries a tackler with him, just short on the first down. Give him 9 on the play. Brought down by Kevon Seymour, in for the injured Arthur Millette. Now with a 45, a second down and 1. Thompson-Robinson.
There you go, first down.
For first down. Seymour.
How did Denver tie that game up?
Thompson-Robinson, he's been knocked around today, and that one hit his throwing hand. Travis Jones from the backside, trying to drive that one to the sideline.
Mighty says, Q, shouldn't DTR be able to use the tablet and see what is there and start taking it? Yeah, the problem is what they're giving him is stuff in the middle of the field, and right now he's not seeing it. It's just what it is. The game's moving fast to him. He doesn't necessarily have that A+ physical talent. He's somebody who's going to have to learn to overcome that, and he's just not there. It's just not there for
I
him.
think they already have. They're trying to get it right, but you're exactly right about the early.
You know, this is just a prime example of a player being in there before he's ready to play.
Flags down. Thompson Robinson chucks that one away. So another penalty against the Browns.
Illegal shift. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap.
And that's on the quarterback. Again, a lot of these procedural penalties are on the quarterback today. They're just, this doesn't happen when Deshaun's in there. This does happen when a rookie's in there. You fill in for blank. Jim L, can you give me permission access on the Discord? I'm a dog check member. Thanks. I did. I'm pretty sure I checked it on Discord and it says that you have member access because I remember you asking on Discord, on Patreon earlier. So check again, and I'm pulling it up right now because I ain't got nothing better to do. Like, just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure you're in there, right? Pending this here, right here, my worst take server. And then members, Jim L. We got 73. Yeah, Jim L, you're in here as a member. Yeah, you have member request. You have all that. I'm looking at it right now. You have member access. So you should have it.
Week, and he comes up with a big interception there here late in this ball game.
Oh, did he throw an interception?
Not out there able to help his team, and Dorian Thompson Robinson, that throw is simply airmailed.
Yeah, I mean,
second turnover of the day.
This is not a surprise.
Gets it back. It's up Cleveland territory. Goes Edwards for 4 yards. Hit by Grant Delpit on the play. NFL Today update. Started to New York. Ryan Robinson and Washington.
That's right, a little ground and Ryan Robinson takes this one in. Does a little dance for the Eagles fans. That was tied the game.
Yeah, this one's wrapped.
Back to Iron Eagle. No relation, just in case.
This one's a wrap.
Do a family tree on the Philadelphia Eagles and my situation.
On the plus side, Jim L, you should be able to use Discord. Try to use it now. Go, Jim L, go into general chat right now and try to use it. Yeah, you should have members access. Edit channel, permissions, all roles member. That should work. I'm checking the permissions on these channels. Members. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Soul Train, Hope Watson gets healthy soon. We need him bad. Yeah, man.
Make that bridge work.
100%.
Bring you on the team.
And listen, just a small little taste. That's all I'm asking for.
Come on, about 8 minutes to go. Jackson. Jackson on the receiving end. Pro bowler, an elite fullback, and a pass catcher for a first.
I can't read any text in the Discord queue. You might want to check your settings because like everything on my end is fine. Yeah, you said hi all, hi Lucas. Yeah, you guys are messaging each other right now. It should work.
Shotgun for Jackson, 7.5 to play in the fourth. Give it to Edwards. No holding opened up. He's held to no gains.
What is the problem in there?
In there. So it's up.
Hey man, PJ Walker ain't saving us today. I don't know who thinks that. Like, it's not the fact that somebody's playing. It's not who's playing quarterback right now. It's the fact that Deshaun's not. That was the determining factor. All right. All right. Love you too.
Monday night. Monday, they board their plane to London.
2nd and 10. Motion man is Flowers. Take it to him. Instead, Hamilton Edwards dives forward across the 20. Grant Delpit with another tackle. So there's the schedule with the game at Pittsburgh, and then that Tennessee game is not in Nashville. And then guess what? You get to come back home and post.
Kevin should just put PJ in, rest the rook, let us feel something. I mean, I guess.
Overseas, we take the open week. But teams can elect to take the open week at a different time, and they did. And now they said, oh, well, that's Detroit now, which is different than they thought.
Lamar Jackson.
Hey, 2 short fields. Can't wait for UCSS live.
Lamar Jackson. Early in his career, is he gone?
Thank you for it.
Yes. But look at it. Stepped up. I stayed downfield, waited for the play to finish developing, and put it right on his number 1 target, Mark Andrews. What did you say about Mark Andrews yesterday? How's Mark Andrews doing, Lamar? Mark is Mark, which means highest praise from him.
Yeah, he said he's one of the leaders of the team. He does it by example.
I just want to remind everybody, in 2019, we did the same exact thing to Lamar Jackson. Y'all remember that? The Ravens were coming in there. Oh, yeah. You know, both teams were 2-1. Whoever won that's who's going to win the AFC North, right? The Browns came in there and smacked the Baltimore Ravens. Y'all remember that? Absolutely smacked. Nick Chubb went off. It was crazy. But you know what the Ravens did after that? They won 12 straight games, got the 1 seed in the AFC. So, season ain't over. Okay? It's just beginning. And there have been teams in this position before that have done great things. And let's be real, we know why the result is the result. The offense was just absolutely hopeless today. And it wasn't because they were doing anything special. It's just because, you know, you just don't have it. At least DW know it's his fault. We lost. Stop running like a running back. I know it's his game, but read, slide, save it for the playoffs. Yeah, that's something he's going to have to do.
To the 25-yard line. Yeah, this is certainly going to be.
Hey, man, Pittsburgh getting beat like this against Houston.
In the absence of Deshaun Watson.
And I think it might be bigger than just today, because you noted the open week's coming. So that's extra time for Deshaun Watson to heal. And you think to yourself, okay, open week, he gets to come back. But the shoulder injury we heard about, it's not a bruise. It's bigger than that. You might be looking at Dorian Thompson-Robinson for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So he needs every bit of experience and snaps he can get today. He may have a horrible day, but he's got to learn to work through that, because he may be needed after the open week is over.
Evan Washburn's report was more routine cuff post. The original discussion was, it's just a bruise. He got a bad bruise after that hit against Tennessee, but once they've done a little more digging, they realize there's a bit more to it. Let's check in with it.
Yeah, just to follow up on it, spoke to Watson in pregame warm-ups. He did have an MRI on that right shoulder. There's fluid near the rotator cuff that impacted his ability to drive on the ball. He said he did everything in terms of pain management to try and play in this game, but he realized that he just couldn't be at his best. Long term, he didn't have any sense on it, guys.
Yeah, and when we talked to Kevin Stefanski, who said, all right, where do things stand with Watson? He said, hey, you learn to trust these guys. They're world-class athletes. They know their bodies better than we know them. But the problem is it becomes a race against the clock. And who knows? Maybe if this game was tomorrow, the next day, we don't know. The whole point was they weren't truly going to know until they got here Sunday. And then they found out it was a no-go. Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, it's about what it's been. At least we're not like the Broncos last week. Yeah.
Deshaun Watson. I err on the side of extra caution because I heard two words: rotator cuff. Never heard that being a quick return injury. But remember, David Carr got fallen on last week. Remember the sprained AC joint? Apparently he was up and ready to go today. So you never know, as you said, about what time it takes for someone to heal.
David or Derek?
To me, Derek.
Man, thanks, David. I was like, where? At home?
Hey, listen, Brett.
Thomas says 2-2 after the brutal part of the schedule. Fine with that. Bye coming. 2 weeks to get healthy for San Francisco. Absolutely. Have a bounce back. Hey, and now you know some of that backside counter stuff can really hurt you, so you'll be more prepared for that. Who knows? This might be a game that we're talking about that's being helpful in the long run, but right now it sucks. Let's be honest.
On the Steelers later, Mahomes and the Chiefs on the road against the Vikings.
36-6. Houston's up on Pittsburgh.
And the rest of the game on the NFL today, JB will be wearing that hat. We can't wait for the NFL on CBS next Sunday and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Come Jonathan Jones, no sunglasses.
No sunglasses. The sun does not affect him.
Does not affect JJ.
We got to change. At quarterback, Tyler Huntley is in. Huntley saw a lot of action last year with the injury to Lamar Jackson.
What else in this game proves, like anything else, you can't really get much done without a. Okay.
Clock is ticking though. 4:25
right.
counting.
All right, done's it.
For a Moa with a tackle. So let's put a ribbon on this for Jackson. 15 of 19, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, 27 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns.
I thought bigger than the stats was how precise he was throwing the football. You watch him his entire
Miami getting a heat check.
We've seen the improvement.
Brother, everybody getting a heat check this week.
You see his development as a thrower in this league.
I'm with you. Huntley looking for an opening. Toss down. That is Lamar Jackson's first career 2 passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdown game. And I'm going to venture and say it's not going to be his last.
Like how you go out on that big limb on that too. You know, you take some gold envelope. You have no problem getting out there.
Walk on the wild side. 3:22 left. 28-3.
Ooh, it emptied out in there.
They're down at 14. Huntley out of the pocket. Slow down and goes down.
Sly says, but what is the excuse for the Bengals? Ooh, I don't know.
Ohio in particular has worked out pretty well. The team is 5-1 in the games that he has started.
Have no clue.
At Cleveland, at Cincinnati, 15 touchdowns combined, just 2 turnovers. And today, the numbers, excellent.
Do you think Cleveland rocks is on his AirPods?
We're going to ask him next week. Jordan Stout, Peoples Jones, waiting at the 18. 2 flags on the play.
Whew. I mean, at this point, you might as well.
False start. Kicking team number 80. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
Isaiah Likely is the guilty party. John Harbaugh will not be happy with the penalty numbers, 8 for 92. But a lot of smiles on that Ravens side, considering what happened a week ago, that lost to Indianapolis. There were opportunities to put that game away, move to 3-0 on the season. They couldn't do it. Eventually fall in overtime. They were looking to start the season 3-0 for the first time since 2016. So it's been a while.
All right.
Kicking to Peoples Jones, fair catch at the 29. So the Browns will have it with 2:15 to go. Coming up, State Farm postgame show. JB, Phil, Nate, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest NFL scores and highlights. All.
This was a reality check moment for the DTR fan club. Boy, oh boy.
In regards to Cleveland, maybe this is the Browns' time.
Oh, wow, man. Anthony Richardson came back on him. Future and Coyle Ray says with the super chat, not even mad at this. He just wasn't ready to play in this game with Watson. Now everybody sees how important Chubb and Watson to this team. Rest up, simple. Yeah, got to get healthy, man. Got to get healthy, but more important than getting healthy is once you're healthy, you have to find better ways to stay healthy. Deshaun is not 25 anymore. He has to play a more sustainable style football. Now, I don't mean he doesn't have to run, but if you're going to run, slide. And honestly, I'm not worried about Deshaun getting hurt running the ball. I mean, I know that's how he got hurt this time. What I'm more concerned with Deshaun about is like, hey, make sure you don't get hurt in the pocket. Just get rid of the ball. Young Banana Clip says at least Pittsburgh and Cincy are receiving that booty beat down too. Absolutely. Absolutely. It does soften the blow a little bit. Yeah, let's just get started with the post-game show. Okay, so if we want to talk about things that went well this week, it's not going to start with the score. It's not going to start with anything that happened in that game. The only thing that went well for the Cleveland Browns this week is the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers got blown out by the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals got blown out by the Tennessee Titans. Go figure that, right? You know, maybe the team that the Browns blew out last week, maybe when Deshaun's healthy, this team's actually really good. I want to remind people of a game in 2019. The Browns played the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Both teams, I believe, were 2-1, and the Browns completely blew out the Baltimore Ravens in that game. We thought that was the turning point in that 2019 season for us and the turning point in the negative direction for the Ravens. It went the other way. I say that not to suggest that the Browns are going to win 12 straight. I say that to remind you that it's still really early in the season. Week 4 is a small part of the whole picture. We're not even a quarter way through the season. And I also think, and I illustrate that point to point out, that the bye week is coming at a great time. You had some nicks and bumps on defense. Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith both missed time in this game, but eventually came back because of some injuries. So not great there, but hey, you get the time, the bye week to rest up. And also there were a couple of drives there where it looked like Baltimore figured something out versus this Browns defense. And it's nice to have that on tape. It's not nice to have it happen, but it's nice to have that on tape so you can figure out over the bye week how you defend against that before you play a team that's going to run a lot of misdirection at you in the San Francisco 49ers. Offensively, there's almost nothing to take away from in this game. There are going to be people who try to make larger points about the play calling. There are going to be people who try to make larger points about this part of the offense, that part of the offense. And look, I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you. No team loses their best 2 players on offense. And right now the Browns are out Nick Chubb and they're out Deshaun Watson. And looks good. The Chiefs would not look good without Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes. I don't care who else is on that offense. You don't have those 2. You're going to stink. The Baltimore Ravens would look terrible if they did not have Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. You can go Joe Burrow would look terrible without, well, the Bengals would look terrible without Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They look terrible today with them. Right? So 1, bad games happen, and 2, this was our obvious recipe for a horrible offensive performance. Now, some of us were a little bit deluded because we felt like, hey, DTR is going to step in there and he played so good in the preseason and we had these high hopes for him. And today was a crashing blow back to reality that DTR is a rookie who was drafted in the 5th round. And rarely are rookies who are drafted in the fifth round, ready to play in week 4 of their rookie year. It just is what it is. He looked bad. He looked like a guy who was not ready. I don't know if that defines his whole career. It's one game for him. But the good news is that he's not going to have to, hopefully, he's not going to have to play much after this. But we knew what this offense was going to look like the second he was out. We knew that this was going to be a defensive battle, a defensive struggle, and that the offense, at the very least, had to play a clean game. And once DTR threw that interception, had multiple turnovers, it was a wrap, because that blew out the window the type of game that the Cleveland Browns needed to play in order to be successful. Again, you could try to make this about the play calling. It's not about the play calling. Like, I don't know if the play calling was good. I don't think it was. But also, I know that the quarterback play was just terrible. And the quarterback play was terrible because you threw out a 5th-round rookie. And some are going to make the point, well, hey, maybe if Josh Dobbs is out there, this game looks different. I don't think so. I don't think the problem is that you didn't have Jacoby Brissett, that you didn't have Josh Dobbs, that you didn't have a good enough backup in there. The problem was that Deshaun Watson could not play. And that's a big problem for this team if Deshaun Watson cannot play. They're already out Nick Chubb. Hey, if Nick Chubb were still healthy and DTR had to play, I bet this game looks a lot different for DTR because you have the Nick Chubb safety blanket. But the truth is that you don't have the Nick Chubb blanket. You don't have the Deshaun Watson blanket. You just had a mess. And that mess is going to look like a mess. Who's going to save the offense when Nick Chubb or Deshaun Watson's not out there? And the answer is nobody. And here's where we get to my second point about this. We have to understand the predicament that we're in. I understand when Nick Chubb was still healthy, why we were running some of these quarterback design runs and why we felt like, we had a little bit of leeway to put the quarterback at a little bit more risk. But I need Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski both, because this is on both of them, to understand they need to prioritize for his health more. Kevin needs to do it. Deshaun Watson needs to do it. And quite frankly, Deshaun has much more say in this conversation than Kevin. Kevin can suggest some things, but Kevin can't make Deshaun slide. Kevin can't make Deshaun get rid of the ball. Now, Kevin can also not call a run play up the middle where he forces his quarterback to basically run the football like a running back. Not a great decision. Really don't love that, especially in a game that was handled. Don't love that. And that decision, and Deshaun compounding that decision with the ideal that he wasn't going to slide at all, that he was just going to power through those two. There is a change of mindset that is necessary for both these guys. Right now, the mindset had been, hey, man, we can make it happen. We're going to run through guys. We're going to be a little bit, it's been a reckless mindset at the quarterback position when it comes to Deshaun's health. Both Kevin and Deshaun. Deshaun has not been making great decisions for his own health. Kevin has not been doing anything that's aiding Deshaun to make better decisions. That has to be both of their goal. Hey, Deshaun, we got to make sure that you stay healthy. You got to get rid of this ball. You got to slide more. And Deshaun has to make that decision himself. I'm older. I can't do these things that I used to do. I can't take these hits that I used to take. I can't keep playing the same exact style of football. You could play a version of it, but you can't play the same exact style of football because now you're in a position where you miss a game and DTR has to play. And it's not like the game plan has been thinking that DTR is going to have to play against a division opponent for this first time in NFL. And he looks predictably terrible. Look, DTR had a horrible game today, and it goes beyond the stats. If you wonder why the Browns had so many false starts, so many illegal motions, that's on DTR. Right? He's not snapping the ball at the right time. He's not making sure guys. He looked like a guy who the moment was too big for. And maybe if you have a veteran backup in, like if you had Jacoby or Josh Dobbs, you lose this game by 17, but you still lose this game. Right? So people who are going to want to relitigate that trade, they're going to be there, but I don't know if that's the most important thing. because the problem isn't if we have a better backup. The problem is that we had to see the backup. And that's the problem that the Cleveland Browns need to spend this bye week focusing on. We can cry all the live long day about who the backup is and, oh my God, the backup's not good. We shouldn't want to see the backup. There's no backup in the world that makes you feel good about playing a football game with your backup quarterback. The solution is not getting a better backup quarterback. The solution is making sure you don't see your backup quarterback if you're the Cleveland Browns. So I need Kevin and honestly, 100% Deshaun Watson to focus on that, because I have not seen a quarterback who's committed to his own safety. I have not seen a quarterback who's committed to playing a different style to make sure he doesn't get hurt. And I assume you come play with Kevin Stefanski because you want to do some of those things. I have not seen somebody who looks like that's something he's interested in. That needs to change. I hope this was a reminder. I hope while they were watching the offense be absolutely dog do, that reminded them the importance of staying healthy. Nick Chubb ain't coming through that tunnel this year. Your safety blanket is gone. If Deshaun Watson goes down, this offense goes down with it. You're like every other team in NFL. Look, for a long time, we've had this free ride. If the quarterback sucks, if the offense goes down, we got Chubb. We no longer have the life vest. If the quarterback goes down, that's it. It don't matter what the play call is. It don't matter what the adjustments are. That's it. You have nothing that defenses are worried about, because the only thing right now that they're worried about is Deshaun Watson. If you don't have that, you have nothing as an offense. You need to understand that and play and call games. And if you're Deshaun Watson, most importantly, because again, you're the one in charge of getting rid of the ball. You're the one in charge of sliding. You need to have that understood, because if you don't, you're going to continue to miss games, and we're going to have this shit happen all season. And we're going to see a team that's talented enough to win 12 games in NFL win like 8. Now, I don't think DTR is going to look as bad as he did today if he plays again, but I just don't want to see him again, because that means Deshaun's not playing. Again, the only good news is the stuff that happened outside the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers lost in a pretty embarrassing fashion with their starters, and so did the Cincinnati Bengals with all of their starters. You lost to a Ravens team who is missing some guys, but they have their best players, right? They have Mark Andrews. They have Lamar Jackson. And again, hats off to them, because I felt like Lamar Jackson played an excellent game today. If we're going to talk about this defense, I'm not overly concerned. I think the defense really had one bad quarter, and I'm going to be a little bit more forgiveful on that quarter, because what I saw was just not great tackling. And when your offense is giving you no hope on that side of the ball and putting you out constantly, you're just going to get that. I don't care what defense you have. You're just going to get that. So that's that on the defense. You would hope that if Deshaun's out there, they play a more complete game. But hats off to the Ravens. They played like an elite football team today. Lamar Jackson looked like an MVP quarterback, 4 touchdowns. Can't hate on him. Can't hate on him. Can't hate on him. Their offense created all of their success. Now, the Ravens defense, they looked a lot better than they were supposed to today. That's because DTR is just not ready to play. He's just not ready to play. Now, I don't know if DTR looked unready to play in practice. And again, I don't think it matters. The problem is that Watson's not there. And it becomes insanely easy to play defense against the Cleveland Browns when they have no game changers out there. Like, Amari Cooper's a really good player. He's not a game changer. Elijah Moore, he could be, but he's not right now. You have no game changers out there. You have nobody to worry about. Jerome Ford's not like that. He's not Nick Chubb. So that's the issue. That's the issue. Deshaun has to understand he's 28, not 25. The stuff he used to do 4 years ago in Houston, that's not stuff he can do now all the time. Maybe in the playoffs. But if you want to get to the playoffs, you have to stay healthy. You got to adjust. Because your career, if you're Deshaun Watson, go one of two ways. You can have a long second window of your career and be like Aaron Rodgers and be like all these other quarterbacks that we see play to their 30. Or you could be like Cam, use your body as a battering ram, and peak when you're 28. Because Cam Newton had that MVP season in 2015, and he was done after that. Real question. Hey, if you're around Deshaun Watson, if you're one of his teammates, or if you're on his team or squad or whatever, you're his quarterback coach, you really need to tell him this. You need to key in on that. Focus on that. Because he's at that crossroads. He can continue to keep using his body like this and end up like Cam on a podcast talking about he'll beat somebody back up at 30. Or he can adjust and be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL for a very long time because he has the ability, though. But if he doesn't give him the chance to go out there and play football because he's hurt, it ain't gonna happen. And he's 28, man. And any of us who knows who have been 25 and are now 28 or have been 28, you know that once you get to your late 20s, your body don't bounce back from shit just like it used to. It is what it is. You just got to take less punishment. That's on Kevin, but it's really on Deshaun too. Defensively, bad tackling, not their greatest effort, but I can't blame them. They got like 4 3-and-outs, and then the offense gave up 7 points. And it's not Deshaun going out there. It's DTR, and he looked like dog do. Yeah, I can't imagine getting motivated after a while on that. Just couldn't. So that's just a predictable result. Field goal, all that stuff was fine. Offensively, again, it's a mess. The offensive line, I felt like held up early in this game, but then they got fatigued late and you're not moving the ball. Look, a lot of the bad execution you're going to see in the third or fourth quarter of a game like this has more to do with the fact that they know they're cooked and you're just getting worse efforts now. You know what I mean? Like there's not much to take away from that. If you're the Browns, it's a perfect opportunity to go into the bye week. You know you have some things to adjust defensively. You know you have some things to adjust offensively. And most importantly, Deshaun Watson now knows how important his health is. I don't know if he knew it before, but I hope he understands the scope of how serious it is that he stays healthy. Because that's what we're going to get if he's not in there. Now we know, right? Now we don't have to call for DTR every time Deshaun throws an incompletion. That's the good news. We don't have to argue about the backup. You know how Cleveland loved the backup quarterback. We don't have to do that anymore. That's the good news. Congratulations. We're not going to bitch and moan about the backup quarterback anymore. The bad news is, hey, man, you got to stay healthy, and you have a quarterback who has not been doing stuff that encourages me in his ability to stay healthy. But that's an adjustment that they're going to have to make. It's an adjustment that's been made plenty of times before. Look at Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes has changed up his style significantly. So that's going to be up to Deshaun. He's got to start playing like a quarterback who's 28 years old, not a quarterback who's 25, and then he'll be healthy for this. Because, unfortunately, you know, once you're 28, man, your reckless decisions with your bodies, you realize have serious consequences. But that's this week's game. We're going into the bye week, and I think that's good for everybody. Get healthy, and you can wash all this away if you have a great and impressive performance, win or loss, versus the San Francisco 49ers, and you can get on with the rest of your season. Again, it's early, but you want to see some of these adjustments start to take shape. And also, here's another thing to be positive about, right? I'll leave you a nugget to be positive about. When Deshaun Watson was in here, when this team was playing at a relatively high level last week, they beat the Tennessee Titans 27-3. And everybody assumed that Tennessee Titans team was trash. That defense was garbage. That offense is garbage. And I remember saying, I think that Tennessee Titans team is a lot better than people expect. And I think they're going to play some good football down the stretch. I remember saying that. And you know what they did today? Oh, Deshaun Watson getting 300 yards, 2 touchdowns was fluke because the Tennessee Titans defense isn't an NFL defense. Was somehow Joe Burrow, after he looked like he bounced back on Monday Night Football, right? 20 of 30, 165. So apparently that secondary is not terrible. Huh. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? What about that offense that they shut down? Hey, when this defense was firing at all cylinders, what did that offense for Tennessee do? Oh, Ryan Tannehill, 240, 1 touchdown. Oh, Derrick Henry, 22 carries, 122 yards on 5.5. I thought he was cooked. So on one hand, look, we know what it can be if they don't stay healthy. This is the result. This is what we're going to get from this team if they don't stay healthy. But if this team stays healthy, that same team that dog walked the Tennessee Titans so bad that people were convinced that they were going to be a horrible team, that same team that they did that to just completely dog walked the Cincinnati Bengals, who people think are going to make the AFC Championship game still. So long term, the vision's still there. This team can accomplish everything that they need to. Even that was without Nick Chubb they did that with, right? So everything that they want is still ahead of them. It can still happen. But Deshaun Watson and Kevin Stefanski have to understand how important it is that he stays healthy. And outside of that one run call, last week's game is a template. But that one run call bit you in the ass. The decision not to slide for Deshaun bit him in the ass, and the decision to call it, period, bit him in the ass. Now, I don't know if it was a call. It probably was a check, to be honest with you. So that might be more on Deshaun than I think if it was a check. And usually those kind of play calls are checks, but you just can't have that in there anymore. Unless you think it's going to be a walk-in touchdown, you can't check to it. No reason to. But if you're looking for things to talk about for this game, positive, negative, that's where you go at. People are going to try to tell you that it's all this other stuff that went wrong in this game. Look, people arguing about the play calling, arguing about who the backup is. It's like if you see a man on the sidewalk with a gunshot wound and you're asking him, what did he eat today? Did he have enough water? Like, that's what that is, okay? The man has a gunshot wound. That's why he's laying down. The water is not relevant at this point. But that's my thoughts. Now let's read some of yours. All right. So let me get back to these super chats. Sorry about that. I had to record out. Feeling dangerously. I'm going to get to you. Chris Gustafaro says, I feel bad for DTR. Dude was thrown to the Wolves. Hey, he was thrown to the Wolves, but as the backup quarterback, he's got to be more prepared than that, right? And rookie quarterback, it just is what it is. I'm going to let that be good. Nicholas says, you always hear about the Browns great online. My question is, are they even all that good? Because I haven't seen great. That's true. Hey, that's straight up true. This offensive line has not, it's not what people think it is, because everybody thinks of the Browns offensive line. They think of 2020. This ain't 2020 anymore. It's not 2020 anymore. It's not 2020 for Jed Wills. It's not 2020 for Wyatt Teller. It's not 2020 at center. It's not 2020 anymore. This is an average offensive line. On the bright side, the Bengals and Steelers got dog walk today. Yes, sir. Hey, thank you, mods. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Ray Rags, for that block. Feeling dangerous. 113 says, I think the Ravens are a tough matchup for the new look Browns defense. I think they'll be able to match up very well against the Niners offense. We'll see. We'll see. Next week will be a huge test. Next week will be a huge test for this team. But hey, today was a rough game. Just like Monday was a rough game. But they come back, have a nice bye week, play well. This is going to be a long memory. But that's my thoughts. Anybody else got any thoughts left in? Anything else anybody want to get it off your chest now? Get it off your chest now. Anything else that people want to get off their chest in the chat? Let me hear it, so we can move on to the bye week and process. Get it off your chest, please, right now. Last call. Somebody said it's 2017 all over again. Brother, they have more wins right now than they had all season in 2017. Twice as many. What are you talking about? What do you mean 0-16? They are 2-2. Please calm down. Like, this is a 2-2 football team. Your reaction should be according to that. They're 2-2. Cam Newton for backup. Cam Newton ain't saving us, brother. Like, the only person who could have walked in and maybe have changed that result is Deshaun Watson. Hey, man, people were complaining about Kevin Stefanski, but we weren't complaining about them play calls last week, right? When they execute, nobody's going to complain. When they don't, it's not. But if you think the play calling is why they lost this game, and the larger issue wasn't the fact that the quarterback was not ready, and look, you can blame that on Stefanski if you want to. But the big issue today, the reason the Browns, the biggest reason you could point to that made a deciding factor on offense is that Deshaun didn't play. It's obvious. It's obvious. David Miner says, boo. Hey, man, it's a long season. Strap in, baby. It's a long season. Strap in. Strap in. Let me ask y'all a question. Do any of y'all, let me ask chat a question for real. Chat, and I want y'all to answer this honestly. Do any of you guys think the Cincinnati Bengals season is over? Yes or no in chat right now. I want to see the answers. Please tell me in chat, do you think the Bengals season is a wrap? Chat, let me get them answers. Also, let me know if you think the Bengals should fire their coach. San Francisco going to be a W. Go Browns for Mighty. Appreciate you. A lot of yeses. Y'all think that the Bengals season is over. Okay. Okay, now we're getting no's. No, a lot of no's, no's, no's. Okay. Buckeye Brown says, get rid of that Elijah Moore jet sweep for the love of God. Yeah. Yeah, that needs to go. It ain't worked all season, man. Yeah, I think that one needs to go. I would agree with you. That jet sweep needs to go in the trash can. He clearly can't run it. It looks like Anthony Schwartz again. And maybe the keys are bad. I do wish they would trust these running backs more. I know they aren't Chubb, but Ford and Hunt are still strong, legit NFL players. I think it's that they don't trust their offensive line anymore, to be honest with you. Now, we got mixed answers there. Hold on. Let me get another. See what the super chat is. Do any of you guys think that the Steelers should fire Mike Tomlin? Please let me know in the comment section down below. After a game where a rookie goes off for 30 or 36 points on you, should the Steelers fire their defensive head coach, Mike Tomlin? Let me know in the chat. Should the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin? And do y'all think the Steelers season is over? I want to know the answer to that in the chat. Feeling dangerous. He says, I do wish they would try. Okay, I got that one already. This is a copycat lead. Why do we expect explosive offense if guys can't operate in space? Scheme for those players, get yacked like San Francisco, Miami, and the Rams. I mean, the Rams, I guess, but you ain't got Deebo Samuel. You ain't got Tyreek Hill. That's why you can't operate like them, because you don't have them. A lot of no's. Interesting. Interesting answers here. See, a lot of us don't think the Bengals season is over, even though they're 1-3. They don't think that the Steelers season is over, even though they're 2-2. But we should probably have that same confidence for this team. Oh my God, the Eagles are going into overtime with the Commanders. This is a 2-2 football team, y'all. We've had 2 good games, 2 bad ones. We just got to see what this season plays out to be. And that's a frustrating answer, but that's the answer, man.
Cincinnati.
But that's going to be it for me. Y'all have a good day. Try not to overreact over these next 2 weeks. Try to just worry about the next week coming up against the 49ers. I'll be here with a ton of content.